What's going on, everybody? You're watching New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green, and we are officially presented by Prize Picks. Shout out to Prize Picks, our brand new presenting sponsor of New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. A huge accomplishment for this channel and a huge kudos and thank you to every single person that watches this channel. If we didn't get the support, the love, and the viewership that we did, we would not be able to have a presented sponsor, a major, major step for Giants Now and Chat Sports as a whole. So shout out to you. Shout out to Prize Picks. We'll tell you more about them later on in today's show. But the reason that we are live today is we are doing our, can it be annual if it's year 2? I think so. Annual 3-round live company-wide NFL mock draft. This year here at Chat Sports, we have a channel for every single team, 32 NFL teams. And we are going to be doing a 3-round mock draft where every host will make the pick for the teams that they cover here at Chat Sports. Last year, we had a lot of fun with this draft. I took Abdul Carter, number 3 overall, and I took Emeka Egbuka at the top of round 2. And I got criticized and ridiculed and painted with tomatoes thrown from all of you from taking Emeka Egbuka in round 2. And I think that we can look back and saying that that would have been a home run pick for the Giants. My round 3 pick was a defensive lineman who got hurt. So TBD on that. But I'm excited for today's show, man. It's a fun day. This year we are doing trades in the mock draft. And we already have made a trade, and I tweeted it out. I have traded Dexter Lawrence to get back into round 1 and pick up a 3rd-round pick. The party and other team that I have made a trade for with said that they do not want it to be announced, but once we get about, honestly, after we make our 5th pick, I'm going to tell you who the trade is so we can keep our eyes on who that pick is. But I decided to trade Dexter Lawrence. One, more so kind of just for the exercise of going through all these extra picks and seeing what it would look like. But 2, I think there's an actual possibility, AC, that they could move on from him on draft day and be in a situation like we potentially could be having coming up on today's show.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, yesterday was a busy, busy day. We were playing the role of Joe Shane, Don Aponte, John Harbaugh, whoever you think is making the decisions for the Giants, fielding offers from various different Chat Sports hosts about trying to get Dexter Lawrence in a trade. We had to figure out where we wanted to go in the 1st round, what kind of packages we wanted to receive back. So really trying to treat it like we were running the Giants and what could happen and what a Dexter Lawrence trade could look like. So excited for you guys to kind of be a part of it, see what happens. Let us know what you think, and hopefully for the Giants in this exercise to add some good football players to their team.
Do you think if Dexter Lawrence gets traded, the Giants would get better or worse value than we got back?
I'm hoping it's better than what we got back because that would be a good thing, but I think we're probably pretty close to what his value is around the league. And I hope it's not worse. I don't think if they got less than what we got back, that's a problem for the Giants.
I agree. So we will have 2 first-round picks. We still have pick number 37. We have all the picks we all had, but we added a pick in the late part of round 3, and we added a pick in the 1st round in the teens as well. So 2 first-round picks, a 2nd-round pick, and a 3rd-round pick. 4 selections will be made in the Chat Sports mock draft. I'm pretty excited about it. I've already run a couple of different mock drafts to see where we might end up and who the Giants could have when they're on the board. So excited about this one. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you are ready for our company-wide mock draft year 2, hit that thumbs up icon. We got 115 people watching. If everybody could smack that thumbs up icon, would really, really appreciate it. Let's go. If you have liked the video, type me in the chat, and we'll give some shout-outs as well. What up, Gorilla Gang? What up, Keto? Dex decided he wanted that. Yeah, I tried to hammer home a deal with Dexter Lawrence, tried to get him to sign a contract extension.
Talked to his agent a few times.
Yeah, his agent was sending me videos of him working out, looking good. At the end of the day, it came down to Dexter Lawrence no longer wanted to be a New York Giant. He did not want to work for Joe Schoen, and he did not like the things that went down over the past couple of years. And we found a deal that we felt like was best for the Giants at the end of the day. Now, are you ever going to get the value back probably for Dexter Lawrence? No. But I think what we did get back was 2 picks that could be building blocks for this organization and help kind of shape and reshape this roster in the John Harbaugh image. So pretty pumped up about that, and always pumped up to see this guy. We got a 3-point goal. Seth Gross. Bang! Seth Gross. $50 super chat. Shout out to you, Brody. Give me some SGs in the comment section. Seth, are you more excited about day 1 of the NFL draft or game 1 of Knicks versus Hawks? I'm curious. And bad news, the Giants.
It's like choosing between your kids.
Yeah, I don't know what we're going to do about the NFL draft. We'll be live for every single pick, but we're going to have to figure something out with the Knicks streams. Says, cheer with me, boys and girls. I am paroled. April 15th is come and gone, and I am done. I am doing the happy dance. Welcome back to our good friend Marsh. Your substitute teachers did well, but we missed you. Hope you had fun. I'm guessing that's tax day,
yeah,
April
that is.
15th.
Shout out to all you and all the other CPAs out there. Without you, the world would not go around.
That would have been you, right?
Could have been me. Was my dad at one point. He didn't finish it out. I never really went to that. I never really was looking to do that, so because it's you need to be a lot smarter than I am to do stuff like that. So shout out to you, all the people like that. Shout out to my dad who helped me with my taxes as well. And shout out to Seth Gross, a legend. And we love him.
Seth Gross, my man. Congrats on a successful tax season, I'm guessing. I'm sure you absolutely crushed it. Congrats that it's over. Does it feel a little bit like summer vacation now? And he says
draft day.
Draft day. I'm going to be honest. I'm more excited for the Knicks playoffs.
He knows there's more Knicks games coming.
Yeah, there are more Knicks games.
That's what his reasoning is.
Both days could potentially be the start of either team winning a championship, though.
That's true.
So,
that's true.
I don't know. I am more pumped up for the Knicks playoffs just because I guess you get an outcome after games more so than, players become Giants, but like nothing really changes either. And I don't mean to dumb it down or water it down, but
we're 6 months away from seeing them step on the field.
Exactly.
So.
And 3 to 4 years away from seeing what they give the New York Giants. Whereas we've probably done 55 to 60 watch parties this year. We've watched every single Knick game. I'm ready. I'm ready for the playoffs, and I'm ready to see what this team's got. But, man, I'm pumped up either way. 7 days away from round 1 of the NFL draft. Pretty crazy, man.
Yeah, I did want to do a note about Super Chats today on the show. I'm sure we'll have to explain it, but we have a pretty strict schedule we're going on for this mock draft. So if there are Super Chats that come in, we have kind of designated times to go over those. So if we don't show it right away on screen, we will get to it. We appreciate all the support you guys give us, but we have a pretty strict schedule we got to stick to in terms of the mock draft. We're only doing like 1 minute in between each pick, so it's not easy to kind of move in and out of that, but we appreciate you guys' support and appreciate you guys working with us today.
That's right. Seth Gross, every Super Chat that comes in prior to 3 p.m. Eastern, though, we will pop that up on screen right away. So if you want to be a real one like Seth Gross and support the show today as we get closer and closer to draft day and round 1, we would really, really appreciate it. We'll continue to roll on, and we'll take a look at some draft graphics coming up in a moment. First, though, I got to tell you about Prize Picks and them becoming a presenting sponsor of New York Giants Now by Chat Sports, and they are the presenting sponsor for Chat Sports Now. And we have a new promo code. Use code HMA. That's promo code HMA. Download the app. Create an account. Use that promo code HMA, and when you play your first $5 lineup, you're going to get $50 in lineups instantly. It's super easy. You create a lineup of 2 to 6 players. Prize Picks sets a stat total for every single player with different categories. For like playoff basketball, there's points, there's rebounds, there's assists, steals, blocks, points, rebounds, and assists, rebounds and points. You simply pick more or less. 2 to 6 players. The more players you have on your lineup, the higher the payout can be. And they also have these awesome
series long.
Yeah, series long Prize Picks lineups that you can submit. And we're going to roll with Jalen Brunson more than 27.5 points per game in the series.
Yes, sir.
And then Onyeka Okongwu less than, is that 1.8 3-pointers made per game?
You got it.
All right, there we go. That's what AC's rolling with. He's putting $25 on that to win $75. Awesome thing about Prize Picks now is they have a social feed. So you can follow me on Prize Picks and you can fade all my picks. That way you can actually win some money at @MarshallGreen_. Shout out to Prize Picks. And remember, use that promo code HMA. Play $5, get $50 instantly. Tyler Mock says, are you guys doing trades? All trades had to have been agreed to prior to the mock draft starting. And we do have one trade. And we have traded Dexter Lawrence for a first and a third round pick in this draft. So we tried to come to a deal with Dexter Lawrence. Unfortunately, we couldn't make a deal. And he made it clear that he did not want to be a part of this team anymore. And we kind of got word from John Harbaugh that he wanted to put his foot down and let everybody know that it's you got to be a part of the team and you got to be all in. What did John Harbaugh say on day one? We want people that want to be here. Dexter Lawrence didn't want to be here, so we traded him for a pick in the teens. So we'll add another first-round pick and then a pick in the later part of round 3.
Slowly leaking those details.
Slowly leaking the details, huh?
I like that. Yeah, shout out to you guys. Shout out to everyone hanging out with us. Already 150 people ready to go. Hit that thumbs up icon if you have not yet. We got 64 likes on today's show. Let's try and get to 100. We appreciate you guys. And I'm fired up for this, man. People talk about this kind of all year long around the office, so I'm ready to get into it. And this is what we got for the Chat Sports Big Board. These are supposedly the top 4 guys in the draft. Are these Tom Downey's order, I believe?
I think it's kind of a mixture of Tom and Brugler and all of those.
All right. I mean, no secret probably who's going number 1 overall unless the Raiders report's planning on throwing a major curveball.
They are taking Fernando Mendoza number 1. So the draft starts at 2.
Okay.
Draft starts at 2. The Jets are on the clock. Seth Gross, I have sworn to secrecy that I cannot say who the trade is until the draft starts. But once the draft starts, I will announce it. That way we can start kind of getting our ducks in a row of who we're going to be looking at for that pick. In that pick. In a dream world, who are you hoping falls to number 5 for the Giants here?
In a dream world, we have a choice of Jeremiyah Love, Sonny Styles, and Caleb Downs. I think those are the 3 guys that I kind of have my eye on at the number 5 overall pick. And if they're all there, we get a chance to pick who we think the best one is. I think the Giants need more help on defense than they need help on offense. So I would probably lean towards Styles or Downs, and probably Styles. But I would be very happy if the Jeremiyah Love's a Giant in about 20 minutes or 25 minutes.
Just to play devil's advocate, why do you think the Giants need more help on defense than offense?
Despite their fact that they have invested more money on the defense, I just think they...
Second most money in the NFL on defense.
I just think they were better offensively last year than defense. And you add Isaiah Likely, you bring back Jermaine Illuminor. But I think if they went out and played a game tomorrow, I think their offense would be better than their defense.
Really? Yeah, see, I kind of disagree. Is Neighbors coming back? Are we getting healthy Malik Neighbors? Still have Darius Slayton and now Darnell Mooney as wide receiver 2 and wide receiver 3. When I was at home on vacation, which wasn't vacation, by the way, it was just me going home to see my family, the Giants and Eagles game was on Thursday Night Football, the first one where they won. And it was Wan'Dale Robinson, it was Lil Jordan Humphrey, and Theo Johnson as the top 3 playmakers on offense for the Giants. And once again, you are one Malik Neighbors injury away from having 0 elite players at any skill positions.
Fair.
The Giants this past year, I ran this data today. If you eliminate, which we are now being super sticky about choosing what we want to talk about, if you just looked at the rushing yards in the NFL last year, strictly off running backs, the Giants ranked in 15th. So you're middle of the pack rushing team as a rushing offense last year. And did we forget what happened in the game against the Minnesota Vikings where the Giants couldn't put the ball in the end zone? Did we forget what happened against the New England Patriots when the Giants could not put the ball in the end zone? Now, there were games they were, but what happened on the last drive of the game against Denver where they could not punch it in? They could not move the ball when they had to.
Scenario.
I thought the Giants' defense kind of improved a little bit when Charlie Bullen took over for Shane Bowen, albeit against a Raiders team that was dog shit and a Dallas Cowboys team that was not trying. They played pretty good, though, against the New England Patriots. And I guess for me, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how good your defense is if your franchise quarterback is not a franchise quarterback. And I don't think that Jackson Dart has enough help around him at this moment. And I don't think that the Giants believe that either. That is why they offered Kenneth Walker a contract extension. That is why they tried to pay Wyatt Teller. That is why they went after other receivers who did not accept money as well. Look, you go 4-13 like the Giants did, you got holes everywhere. And as positive as we are about the Giants, I don't think anyone in this chat thinks the Giants are winning the Super Bowl next year. And I think it's more important personally, and I'm not saying you're wrong or I'm right, but personally, I think it's more important to prioritize building around the franchise, which is the quarterback, than trying to improve the defense, which if the quarterback's no good, doesn't matter who you have on defense because it's going to be another 4 to 5 to 6 years until you are good. Again, unless we want to try to win games, very low scoring, which I don't know if that's very, very sustainable. I think either makes sense. I'm just kind of more in the mindset I want to build around franchise player, which is Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart's no good. You're no good.
I think that makes a lot of sense. Like, you want to make Jackson Dart don't give him reasons to fail. Make sure he has things around him that make him better. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think it's wrong.
I think they whiffed on I don't have confidence in some of those guys they have on the defense, even if they're heavily invested in them. And I'm not saying that about Brian Burns, and I'm not saying that about Abdul Carter. I think those guys are primed for big seasons coming up. But Tyler Nubin, Javon Holland, Paulson and Debo, I don't know if those guys. I want to count on those guys to bounce back. And listen, the Giants will need them to play well if they want to be good. They're not getting rid of those guys, but I don't think.
I mean, if those guys are no good, you're not going to be good for a while, right?
Yeah.
On defense, because they're under contract this year, and they're under contract next year. That's what happens when you win 4 games. You have a lot of holes. Do you think that Denard Wilson can get more out of those guys?
There's the opportunity for that as well, and I think it's as well, like getting a guy on defense that can scare other teams. We know Brian Burns does, but Brian Burns had a phenomenal season last year, and the Giants still were what they were. And Abdul Carter could take a step. That could be something as well, but you don't have anyone on that back half of the defense that really scares you or that kind of puts that fear into the other team. And you could say the same thing about the offense as well, especially if Malik Neighbors is not there. That's kind of just why the Giants are where they're at and why they were what they were last year. But Jackson Dart is there, and he does kind of make the team's game plan for him. And you've got some pieces. The O-line is good, not great. Scadaboo is solid, maybe not a top-level running back in the NFL. And I think like some of the wide receivers you picked up are serviceable. They're not superstars by any stretch of the imagination. Isaiah Likely, count on him having a big season, paying him big money. I think there could be improvement everywhere, but if you ask me where I think they need improvement most, I think it's defense.
I was thinking about it like this. Right now, Isaiah Likely is your second best offensive player that doesn't play offensive line, and Isaiah Likely was a second-string tight end last year for the Baltimore Ravens, and he's never had a year over 700 yards. Mm-hmm. Like when that defensive coordinator goes to bed that you're playing week 1 Saturday night, who's he afraid of?
You're hoping it's Jackson Dart. You're hoping it's a healthy scat.
Everybody watching this channel was begging for the Giants to trade for a receiver at the NFL trade deadline. No one said trade for a defensive tackle. No one said trade for a defensive end. No one said trade for a linebacker. No one said trade for a corner. No one said trade for a safety. It was get Jackson Dart help. And I think we've seen in the NFL that the second year for a quarterback is a year where film is out on them, and you can sometimes see quarterbacks not play as well. Jane Daniels didn't play as well. C.J. Stroud didn't play as well. Just some recent guys. So look, you've won 13 games in the last 3 years. And I think that one thing I've learned through this draft process is that Joe Schoen should have been fired as well, because this team still has holes everywhere. And he's in year 5. This is going to be his 5th NFL draft, and you still don't have a long-term plan at right guard. You still don't have a long-term plan at center. You still don't have a long-term plan at left guard. You don't have a long-term plan at wide receiver 2. You don't have a long-term plan at defensive tackle number 2. You don't have a long-term plan at inside linebacker 2. Your 2 safeties that you paid and picked very highly aren't very good. Your corner that you paid didn't even show up to day 1 of John Harbaugh. The cornerback you picked in round 1 looks like a bust. So, anyone that thought that Joe Schoen did a good job and it was the coach's fault, this draft process shows you that that is not the truth whatsoever. There's a reason that everyone is saying the Giants need more picks, because you have so many holes to fill. If anything I've learned is through this draft process, it's a realization of how bad Joe Schoen has actually done of building this roster.
Yeah, and the key thing is what year he's on there. You say he's on year 5 of his regime. This should be when you are fine-tuning, when you have the luxury of picking a guy that you don't need to play right away, and he's supposed to fill the hole of a guy that may depart in free agency a year later. That's where you should be when you're at this point in building a team. Not you still need starters or impact players on both sides of the ball heading into the draft. So. And I think that's where the Giants are. It's kind of what we just talked about. They need guys on both sides of the ball.
Mason, if you don't want to listen to me I'm not trying to convince anybody. I'm just giving my opinion. And if you don't think the Giants are serious about drafting Jeremiyah Love, you better not watch on Thursday, because there's a really good chance that it happens. And 2, if you're going to complain about me trying to convince you, why are you watching? Right? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
there's a lot of other awesome Giants YouTube channels. Go check them out.
There's also 31 other chat sports channels if you're not trying to listen to the Giants as well.
So, appreciate you being here, but buckle up, Buttercup. I'm not going anywhere, and you're going to continue to listen to me say whatever I want to at the end of the day. It's pretty freaking cool. We got a 3-point goal. Kyle Purpura. Bang! Shout out to Kyle Purpura, a $50 super chat. Thank you, my man. Give me some KPs in the comment section. Purpura, the day is almost here, my man. Styles, Love, Downs. You can't go wrong with any choice here. My preference is Styles. Yeah, I agree. I think all 3 of those picks would be awesome for the Giants. There's a world where 2 of them aren't even on the board when you get to pick number 5. Question for you, Andrew Cotto. Let's say Styles goes 3, Downs goes 2, and 4 is Mauigoa, or 3 is Mauigoa and 4. If Arvell Reese is there and Caleb Downs, or if Arvell Reese is there at 5 and so is Jeremiyah Love, what pick would you make there?
And you're kind of trying to force me to go counter to kind of what I just said, but
I'm just curious, because I think there's a possibility that Downs is gone. I don't think in real life Downs will be gone. I think Downs will be there, but I think it's probably more likely that Styles is not on the board at pick number 5.
Yeah, I would go with Jeremiyah Love in that situation. Like I said, I think those 3 guys are the top options for the Giants. My personal opinion as well, and. I'm not going to be – I think the Giants will be Jeremiyah Love will be an instant impact player for the New York Giants next year if that is the pick at number 5 overall. With Reese, you kind of just picked a guy like that in Abdul Carter where he can play multiple different positions, and it seems like he's trying to be an edge, and that's really not a spot where the Giants need. And even if he is a linebacker. Is he better at that position than Styles? That's kind of where you're going with that. I don't think Arvell Reed's a bad football player, and I think that if the Giants end up with him, he could be an impact player as well. But if you're asking me who I'd rather have Jeremiyah Love.
I'm also at the point where I want the Giants just to pick Jeremiyah Love so I could just double bird a bunch of people that told me that would never happen.
Yeah.
Why do you think the Giants offered Kenneth Walker a $14 million contract offer in free agency? Why? For shits and gigs? Or maybe they think their running back room needs a major upgrade. I'm not telling you what I think. I'm telling you what we know. They wanted Kenneth Walker. But the best part about all this is we get to figure it out in 7 days. We get to figure it out in 7 days.
All the speculating will stop. All the rumors will be news instead. And then we get to talk about what they did instead of what they will do. And that's still kind of the great thing about this show and everything is it's all conversation about one person thinks this, another person thinks this, and everyone has their own opinion. So at the end of the day, we can all have our opinions, but we're not paid to make the picks. John Harbaugh, Joe Schoen, those guys are getting paid to make those picks, and they're going to do what they think is best for the New York Giants. And
right now, the current odds via DraftKings are Sonny Styles plus 175 to be the pick at 5, the runaway favorite. Caleb Downs at plus 330. Francis Mauigoa at 380. So Mauigoa has now leapfrogged Jeremiyah Love, who's at plus 550. And there's a huge tier gap with Carnell Tate coming in at plus 1,000. Aaron Hill, are we mocking? Live 3-round NFL mock draft with each Chat Sports channel making the picks. I think the first pick starts in about 6 minutes, if I have that right.
I think at 3:10 Eastern is when the Raiders will be on the clock.
So 3:10 Eastern, so 9 minutes away from the draft being open, and each team will have 1 minute to make their pick. 1 minute to make their pick. There are trades allowed, Bizzle. All trades have already been agreed to. The one rule was trades had to be agreed to prior to the trade, to the draft starting, And I have already traded Dexter Lawrence to a team for a pick in the teens and then a pick in the late part of round 3. Couple reasons that we decided to do that. One, there's a chance that it happens on draft day, and we want to be familiarized with who will be on the clock, potentially in this range. And, it could happen. And honestly, if this offer came through in real life, I think it's hard to say no to. Especially if it's true that Dexter Lawrence doesn't just want new money. He actually doesn't want to be a part of this organization, which now Paul Schwartz and Pat Leonard have reported Dexter Lawrence no longer wants to be a Giant. It's one thing to request a trade because you want a new contract, AC. It's another to put your foot down and say, I actually don't want to be here anymore.
Yeah, and there's the idea that the Giants have this leverage because he's under contract, but sure, you can tell Dexter Lawrence you're not trading him and force him to be a Giant, but if he's not going to play, you're not getting anything out of that player. You're not getting anything out of that position. And if you do make a trade and it is a pick-centric package like the one we received, you get the chance to add cheap, instant impact players to your football team. John Harbaugh gets to kind of put his hands and mold this football team in his image to an even further degree after free agency. And if it's going to continue to be a problem, I love Dex. I love what he's done for this team to this point. I don't love that he doesn't want to be here or that there's this contract issue going on. But if it's going to keep being an issue, just nip it in the butt. Get rid of it. Get that out of the building. We're trying to set the culture here under John Harbaugh and not kind of just have that kind of roaming around and taking the focus away from the football. It's supposed to be football. John Harbaugh loves football. He wants guys who are focused on football. And that's what the Giants need to be about, not contract sagas, trade requests, all that kind of stuff.
I agree. Also, as a part of this mock draft, our entire Giants Now by Chat Sports storefront has a 20% sale going on. The 20% sale will run through 6 p.m. Eastern time. So for the next 3 hours, every single piece of merchandise that we have, all shirts,
Chats, yeah, everything. I
Everything?
believe. 20%, $20 off any item.
No.
It's 20% off.
20%, right? Yeah, it's got to be 20%.
Yeah.
20%. 20% off every single item in the Chat Sports storefront. You got to go to chatsports.com/Giants now. It's chatsports.com/Giants now. 20% off any item in the storefront. So if you want to support the show, you want to get some Chat Sports gear to wear, we've got a bunch of different shirts as well. We've got this Giants Now shirt. We've got Abdul Carter shirts as well. We've got John Harbaugh shirts as well. AC will roll through all of these. But if you guys want to support this show, while also saving yourself some money on the back end, 20% off every single shirt at chatsports.com/Giants now. All right, we're about 2 minutes away from the Las Vegas Raiders being on the clock. I need to make my trade.
And before we do that, we have to tell you about our friends at GLD as well.
Shout out to GLD for sponsoring today's show. Go to GLD.com, use that promo code chat, and get 40% off your order today. That's GLD.com. Use that promo code chat and get 40% off. Let's be real. Buying men's jewelry can be a nightmare. Most of the time, it's low-quality junk that would snap after a week, or it was insanely overpriced with ridiculous markups. GLD has completely changed the game in men's jewelry. You're getting quality pieces that are built to last without breaking the bank. And unlike a lot of other companies, GLD only uses real gold, none of that cheap stuff. Every single stone is meticulously hand set, plus their proprietary production process makes sure you're getting the highest quality jewelry possible. They hooked me up with this awesome chain and this sweet New York Knicks pennant so I could be fresh for the playoffs, and you can too. They also have an official deal with the NFL, so if you want a Giants pendant, you can get that as well. The best part, every single piece from GLD is guaranteed for life. It's literally built to last for the rest of your life, just like your love for the New York Giants. Work hard and change the game for a limited time only. New customers get an insane deal. Use code CHAT and get 40% off at GLD.com. That's 40% off with code CHAT at GLD.com. After your purchase, they'll ask where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you. All right. We don't have to do prize picks again before the draft, do we?
No.
Okay. When's the next time?
It is 2:55.
2:55. All right. So we got a while. Cool. All right. Let's go. If you haven't yet, hit that thumbs up icon. Would really appreciate everybody that's watching today's show to hit the like button. And let's run through these super chats that are coming in right quick. Once the draft starts, all super chats that come in, we've got pockets in between this busy schedule because we're coordinating between 32 other people. So give us some grace on that. We got a 3-point goal. Seth Gross, bang! Shout out to Seth Gross. $50 super chat. Give me some SGs in the chat. Seth, we love you, man. Says, in my honest opinion, I can make an argument on both sides of the ball. I look at it simply. Which side needs the most help? We scored points last year, but we couldn't hold leads. Dart certainly needs more weapons and frontline support, but, as I scroll back, but the defense needs it more. Yeah, I think both need help. And for me, I'm not saying Andrew Connell's wrong. I'm not saying I'm right. My preference is to build around Jackson Dart more so than immediately improve the defense. That's just what I believe. Because I believe if Jackson Dart's not good in year 2, then we have a different conversation, and that's not a conversation that we want to have. I want my quarterback to look around blue chip. But hey, it's going to be hard to mess up pick number 5, but we've got GMs who have done that.
That's kind of where I stand as well. Could go either way. It's going to be good.
AC, what up, man?
Love
but
that.
Marshall, no. Wait, I agree about the offense. Let's show them some love. All you need is love. Like how I did that? I did. No. Did you like that? No. I love that. I love that. Shout out to UAC. My man's been cooking on this channel for as long as I can remember. Love you, brother. Appreciate you always, my man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Then we had Master of Coin, XRP, coming in and says, hey, men, my choice is Downs and then draft beef. Wants some beef, huh? He wants some beef.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, what do you mean by that? Anti-Chick-fil-A? My man, appreciate you, brother, as always. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Jake, can't believe it's been 5 drafts since I've been watching. I know, 2022 was the official, or no, 2021, Kayvon Thibodeau?
2022.
That was 22. So 22, 23, 24, 25. This is the 5th one. Crazy, Jake. Crazy, man. Am I tripping, or does he look a lot like Marty Malela?
Oh, wow.
Is this Marty Malela?
That is. Either he made his picture Marty, or this is Marty's burner. No, that is Marty. Picture is Marty, so.
You the man. Whoever you are, you're a hero. You're a hero. All right. The Raiders are on the clock right now.
All right. If you guys want to get your honorary boos or F Sams in the chat.
Yeah, let's get some F Sams
We're
going.
starting the draft.
The
Sam Brown, shout out to him. He's kind of the quarterback of a lot of what goes on here in terms of the graphics at Chat Sports, and he's kind of the honor commissioner of this. So in honor of booing Roger Goodell, get those boos and get those F Sams in the chat, preferably F Sams if you can.
All right, with the first pick in the 2026 company-wide Chat Sports mock draft, the Las Vegas Raiders have selected Fernando Mendoza, quarterback out of Indiana. So Fernando Mendoza goes number 1 to the Las Vegas Raiders, which means the Giants are 3 picks away from being on the board. You weren't going to take Mendoza at 5, were you?
Sorry, what was that? Was that Cowherd who said that during the season?
Giants should trade, Jackson Dart for Mendoza.
Yep.
Who has a better career, Mendoza or Dart? Type M for Mendoza, D for Dart. All right, so now the New York Jets are on the clock. So the way he's doing it is I can't see who it is, so I'll know once, I guess, you put the graphic in. He's just putting number 2 in.
Okay.
So the Jets are on the clock, and they are selecting Caleb Downs with the number 2 overall pick. So Caleb Downs not going to be available for the New York Giants to select at number 5. Kind of a shocker.
Yeah, first big shocker here comes at number 2 overall. Give your opinion on that pick for the Jets. Grade it. Let us know, A, B, C, D, or F, what you think of Caleb Downs to the Jets. But wonder who's calling the shots over there for the Jets. That's a little bit of a shocker.
It is Dylan Summer.
Dylan
making the picks, who is a Cowboys fan, but also a Jets fan. I know you could be a fan of 2 teams, especially if you're from New York.
I think he just didn't want him to go to the Giants. I think that's what I've concluded about Dylan there.
As we now have a trade, the Chiefs are moving up to number 3.
Wow.
And they are on the clock. So the Chiefs are on the clock at number 3. You're 2 picks away. Love is there. Styles is there. Is Reese your 3rd, or is Mauigoa your 3rd? Would you go Reese or Mauigoa? So I think we agree. It's Styles, Love, Gap, Reese, Mauigoa, kind of in that same tier.
I'd probably go Mauigoa. You plug that hole at right guard, and then you potentially kind of get that.
In real life, I think this would be a great trade-down opportunity if Arvell Reese is still there at 5.
Yeah, because there's probably a team that would want to go up and get him.
Well, number 3 is in. David Bailey going number 3 to the Kansas City Chiefs, which means the Tennessee Titans are on the board. And I'll just say this. We are going Downs, or we are going Love or Styles, and whoever doesn't go 4, I think that's the pick.
Yeah, I think the Giants win in this scenario, no doubt. If it plays out like this, Giants we're not taking Bailey as he's an edge. You're already set with Brian Burns and Abdul Carter at those spots. So,
as pick number 4 is in, I think he's going Jeremiyah Love.
I think so, too.
At Brett Alper making the pick for the Titans.
So I actually, while you were out, did some Titans videos, and he had interest in both of those guys. I don't know if he gave a lean one way or the other.
Do I just DM Sam the pick, by the way?
I think that will work, yeah.
Which Sonny Styles goes number 4 to the Tennessee Titans. So Sonny Styles and Caleb Downs off the board when the Giants are on the clock. I lean Jeremiyah Love in this spot. I hear Arvell Reese. I hear Francis Mauigoa. What do you think? Not what do you think I want to hear. What do you think you would do here, Andrew Connell?
I think we go Jeremiyah Love. I agree on the point that you could trade down for a team, maybe trying to look up and come up and get Reese, a guy who was not really expected to be on the board here at number 5. And I think if that's the case, the Giants have to listen to offers. But I go Jeremiyah Love. You plug him in, like you said, next to Jackson Dart, and he has the potential to be a home run hitter and the centerpiece of that offense alongside Dart, Malik Neighbors, Scadaboo likely. It's scary hours in New York.
All right. So, do I just DM Sam? I did. How do I get him to pick?
Yeah, I would just send it to him.
I did, but he hasn't updated it yet. Oh, there he goes. All right. With the 5th pick in the 2026 Chat Sports Live mock draft, Marshall Green and Andrew Connell are selecting Jeremiyah Love, number 5.
Gotta love it, man. Jeremiyah Love in New York with pick number 5. I think this is a win for the Giants, no doubt, getting a player of this caliber. And I think in real life, you have the opportunity to field trade back offers as well.
I think in real life, you field trade back offers, but I'm totally okay with sticking and picking Jeremiyah Love here.
Absolutely. You don't mess around, and you get the guy who you think is going to be the best football player, best player available strategy. We saw Harbaugh do that so many times with the Baltimore Ravens. So you guys let us know what you think. Grade the pick, A, B, C, D, or F of Jeremiyah Love to the New York Giants.
All right. I think my second choice would have been Francis Mauigoa.
Yeah, I just don't think Arvell Reese I don't think it's a clunky roster fit, and you don't want to you want to draft who you think are the best players, but I think you have to weigh like what the impact they're going to have in year 1 of the football team. And Mauigoa has the opportunity to slide in at guard, be your starting right guard, and he also gives you that added like bonus of being able to potentially slide over to tackle once Jermaine Illuminor is done playing.
All right. So we have selected Jeremiyah Love. Styles wasn't there. Downs wasn't there. And we now have a trade. The Dallas Cowboys are moving up to the number 6 overall pick. You want to pop up the trade so we could see what the total details were? So the Browns and the Cowboys make a trade. I believe that the Cowboys are moving up for Arvell Reese here.
So here are the trade details. It'll be a number Cowboys get 6 and 39. They send both of their firsts to Cleveland, 12 and 20.
All right, so they fall back 19 spots, but they move up 6 spots. But they don't lose necessarily any picks, which means Dallas is on the clock at 6, and they are selecting Tom Downey, Arvell Reese. Are you scared about playing him twice a year?
Maybe, but Jeremiyah Love's going to run away from him anyway, so at this point, not really too worried. I don't think he can catch him. And we should have known he was number 1 on Tom Downey's big board, that he was going to go up and try and get him, especially if he was falling. So Giants, one thing I am worried about is maybe he has a chip on his shoulder. Giants passed on him at number 5, and he's looking to kind of stick it to them. We've seen that happen with a Dallas defensive player before, and thank God they got rid of him. So
we took Jeremiyah Love, Bronx boy. The draft went Fernando Mendoza, Caleb Downs, David Bailey, Sonny Styles, and then we took Jeremiyah Love at number 5. So there's been another trade. The Miami Dolphins are now on the clock. The Dolphins traded up with the Washington Commanders. Let's see what they got in a trade. And it was the 11th overall pick, and then they add a 3rd-round pick to move up 4 spots. So I think this also kind of puts some some details potentially around what a Giants trade down could look like if they want to move back to 11? Because I think it'd be a similar offer.
Yeah, and we've talked about that being something the Giants could look at, especially with their lack of, in real life, not in our scenario, their lack of draft capital, especially missing that third rounder from that Jackson Dart trade. That may not be a bad option if they think they can still get the guy, or their top tier guys are all off the board, and the guy they want, or they're comfortable moving back and getting a similar caliber of player later in that top 10 or 11.
Are all the trades already in or no?
No.
Okay. Are you connected to his sheet?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Miami on the clock at number 7, and their pick is in. Hell yeah, I did, Seth Gross. Giants got the best player in the class at number 5. It's a hell of a pick. Ruben Bain, staying in Miami, is now a Miami Dolphin. I don't hate it. I think Ruben Bain was one of the best college football players that I watched all of last season. I think people might be freaking about the T-Rex arms, but he's a damn good football player, man.
Yeah, it's very much a don't overthink it type of pick. Just go and get a guy who you've seen play well. And there's that notion that, like you said, with the arms, and no player over whatever the arm length number is that he is under has ever had a double-digit sack season in the last 20 years or so. But like you said, Ruben Bain proved it at the highest level in the college football playoff as well, helping Miami on their run to the national championship game. Especially for a team that is kind of bare bones after tearing it all down, take a good player and just build from there.
All right. New Orleans. Is the on-the-clock thing not working, or how is that working? I don't know if he's updating that with all the trades or whatever it may be, which could be difficult. Are you manually doing that?
I am moving it from
team to team?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if it was just auto-populated. All right, Saints on the clock at number 8, and their pick is in. I will say that Andrew Carnell and I made multiple calls to the New Orleans Saints about a potential trade down, trying to get to number 8, but they stick and pick, and they select Carnell Tate at number 8. They rolled the dice, and ultimately it paid off for them.
Yeah, you were speculating that this was who they wanted, and ultimately it is who they go with, and they kind of made, I guess, if you look at it that way, the right decision by sticking and not giving up that extra draft capital and getting their guy, Carnell Tate. I think this would have been, we were looking at maybe if some of those top guys we wanted were already off the board, having that option to slide back, or if they wanted to go up and get Carnell Tate at number 5. But with the way the board fell and kind of Caleb Downs being that surprise pick that threw a wrench and everything, we were able to get Jeremiyah Love. Ooh.
Which means now the Arizona Cardinals are on the clock because they made a trade with the Kansas City Chiefs. When is our first break in action?
After the top 10.
I think after the top 10, if you want to manually make the trade graphic that we have just so we could show it.
Cool.
So we don't have to wait on Sam.
Cool.
You could duplicate the layer and have it pull from our action. Because I'm guessing you're just linked to his sheet.
Yeah.
You could link it to the H trade sheet. All right. The Cardinals are on the clock. Their pick is in, and they are selecting Francis Mauigoa, the right tackle out of Miami. So Arizona, who needed an offensive tackle, could have took him at 3, but I like the way that they maneuvered around the board, got extra picks and fell down to 9 and still got their guy.
Savvy stuff by our guy Joey O'Donohue there. It's like a seasoned vet, moves down, gets the guy he's maybe wanted all along. And this has been kind of a popular pairing in a lot of mock drafts with the Cardinals maybe needing a tackle. And Mauigoa kind of being billed as the best of the bunch, and he picks up some extra draft capital from the Chiefs in this deal. And I just realized he wheeled and dealed twice with both of his channels and moved down on both.
Trade
channels.
happy Donahue.
Yeah, there you go. And now we got Billy Beebe on the clock at number 10.
We tried to make some deals with the Cincinnati Bengals.
This guy did not want to trade with us. I think it was more of a personal thing than anything else.
Let's see who he took.
Yeah, called me.
Pick is in.
He called me Drew. What was it,
Drooshbag.
Multiple times. It's like it got sticky in the negotiations. So,
all right, let's see. Pick number 10. The Cincinnati Bengals are selecting Mansour Delane, Show your friends that you're smarter than them. His name is Mansour Delane. Not Mansour Delane. It is Mansour Delane. So when you hear somebody call him Mansour Delane, say, you're an idiot. His name is Mansour Delane, and this is a good pick.
Yeah, spelled Mansour, pronounced Mansour. And, yeah, I mean, this is a guy that if the Giants do trade back, I would think would be a really good, strong target for the Giants in this range of the draft. You can never have too many good corners, and Delane is billed as the best in this class. And if you have a guy, especially if you look at the division the Giants are in with CeeDee Lamb and right now A.J. Brown, but probably Devontae Smith and even Terry McLaurin, and you need to have a guy who can kind of take away the other team's best player so that it frees up the rest of your defense.
All right. If you want to build that trade as we take a little break, I did trade Dexter Lawrence, and I did it for a couple of reasons. One, I think it's a real thing that could do it. On the clock right now is the Washington Commanders in our mock draft. I did trade Dexter Lawrence in this mock draft, and I felt as if, one, as this goes right with it, we've got a major Dexter Lawrence update here. Paul Schwartz of the New York Post reporting Dexter Lawrence no longer wants a new deal from the Giants. The $28 million solution is off the board. His time with the Giants is over, per a source. And there we go. So this matches up perfectly. Report coming out right now from the New York Post, Paul Schwartz, been covering the Giants for 30 years, says Dexter Lawrence no longer wants a new deal from the Giants. That $28 million solution is off the board. And, quote, per source, his time with the Giants is over. Which I think is perfect because we have traded Dexter Lawrence in this mock draft. We will be back picking on the clock in a couple of moments. We'll get those trade details up on screen momentarily. I think the fact that Giants were willing to go up to $28 million and Dexter Lawrence says no, shame on him for that.
Yeah, if you really want to be here, that is a raise above what you were getting. It is a more commensurate with your recent body of work over the last couple of seasons. And it shows he's just clearly either is taking it personal or he is just chasing a bag at this point.
Or just doesn't want to be on this team anymore.
Yeah, like that's kind of the personal aspect of it, is he just personally does not want to play for the Giants.
All right. So we have made a trade. I called a lot of teams around the league, and we got a bunch of different offers. But ultimately, we settled on a trade that got us a first-round pick and a third-round pick. And we had deals where we could get a later first-round pick and then a later second-round pick, but while also like kind of swapping spots in the third or fourth round. We spent way too much time on this yesterday. The official trade is the Giants are sending, again, this is a mock draft trade, not real life. So in this mock draft, I have traded, with the help of my co-GM, Dexter Lawrence to the Minnesota Vikings for pick number 18 and pick number 90-something. 97. So the Giants will be back on the clock in this mock draft at selection number 18 and then on the tail end of the third round. We had an offer from the Texans that included their first-round pick and some change, and the Bears' first-round pick that included some change. We ultimately decided, though, that the Vikings offer was the best one because we prioritized picking higher in round one than later in round one and higher in round three. So we traded Dexter Lawrence. He is a Minnesota Viking. And now the New York Giants will be on the clock at pick number 18. They will be on the clock at pick number 37, and they will be on the clock at pick number 97. So 2 first-round picks, a second-round pick, a third-round pick, a fourth-round pick, a fifth-round pick, and 3 sixth-round picks. You now have 9 selections in the NFL draft. What do you think? What you see it on paper, what do you think?
I think
we pushed for 18 and 82. Trust me, we pushed for that.
Yeah, there was
a lot of counter negotiations from us.
A lot of teams where it was kind of who was going to blink first, and ultimately we set a kind of hard deadline to get the deal done by, and that we're trying to get some offers to get going. But this is what we got for Dexter Lawrence. By the way, Washington selects Mekhi Lemon, 11th overall. Cleveland is on the clock at number 12. But this is our mock draft trade. The Bears were offering their first and some change and some better kind of mid-round picks, but we wanted to, like you said, get as high as possible in the first round. The Texans, I think they're a little disingenuous with their offer.
Yeah, the Texans were on BS.
Because they had, honestly, the offer we were probably going to take.
We wanted that Texans deal.
And then they said, no, actually, we're backing out, so we won't be doing business with the Houston Texans anymore after this. But this is the trade we made, and that's the direction we went.
It's a mock draft trade. This did not officially happen for anybody that just tuned in. So now we're on the clock at 18.
Yeah.
I think what we do until pick 18 is update the selections via L3, and let's start looking at some of the top players available.
Yeah, so here we go is Spencer Fano.
Wow, Spencer Fano goes number 12 to Cleveland. And that was someone that I was hoping fell to 18.
Yeah, we kind of talked about that as a potential target. That would be a dream scenario, and he goes. And we also have the Rams running their pick to the clock, and they take Kenyon Sadiq.
14, 15, 16, 17. 4 picks away. My dream is that Vanga Ioane is still on the board.
Yeah, he is listed as the best available player right now. And you got Jeremiah McCoy, the corner out of Tennessee. I don't think that would be a bad option for the Giants either, especially because we went offense with our first pick with Jeremiyah Love. Getting a defensive player might be a good option for us, but we'll have to see what these next couple picks turn out to be.
As number 14 is in, the Ravens have submitted. I guess they're going to take Vanga Ioane. Number 14, the Ravens. We'll see. And the Baltimore Ravens select Jordan Tyson, wide receiver, Arizona State, which means the dream still lives on.
Yeah, and if we were allowed to kind of make trades in real time, I'm calling up Tampa Bay and I'm saying we're going up to get him.
I am too. So I honestly think that these 2 guys are my top 2 right now for this selection. Now, there's some injuries with Jeremiah McCoy, but I am willing to swing for the fences with pick 18.
Yeah, it kind of gets a little sticky if we don't get either one of those guys. I think there is a drop-off to some of the next guys. You look at some of the other guys available, Dylan Thieneman, Caden Proctor, Casey Concepcion, Omar Cooper Jr., Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, Chris Johnson, Caleb Lomu, Denzel Boston. I think there's like you said, it's those 2, and they're kind of head and shoulders above the rest of the guys right now, so. Bronx Boy said, who from Chat Sports did that? The Baltimore Ravens, that would be Joey Peterson of the Ravens. What are they? The Ravens
Rundown.
Ravens Rundown.
Which means the Bucks are on the clock at number 5. And I totally agree. If this was a real-life scenario, I'm banging the phone line of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I'm trying to go get Vanga Ioane as pick number 15 is in, and the Bucks have selected Keldrick Falk, edge, out of Auburn.
I am okay with how this plays out. I think, per my sources, Tampa Bay Buccaneers were really banking on Kenyon Sadiq, I think, being there at 15. I think that was their guy, who they wanted. Ultimately, he goes off the board before, and I think they had to pivot to what their backup option was. But
I have 3 picks here, as we are 3 picks away that I will rank in order.
All right, let's hear them.
Vanga Ioane, Jermod McCoy, and I'm taking Omar Cooper Jr. at that 3 spot.
Yeah, I think that receiver position is definitely like that next option to go to. And
as the Jets pick is in, I mean, I think they might go Omar Cooper here because I don't think they're going to go O-line. As Akeem Messidor.
They are building that defense over at the Jets organization. And now I think we can start kind of celebrating a little bit.
I think it's Vanga Ioane or Jermod McCoy here.
Yeah, we got the Lions on the clock.
Lions.
This is a wild card of the draft right now. I got no sources inside the Lions building. I really have no idea what they're going to do.
I mean, if you could walk out of this draft with Vega Ioane and Jermod McCoy,
I think they could go Freeling. I think a lot of people are linking a tackle to the Lions.
Wow.
Some shockers.
Shockers. As I forecast this board, and as you don't want to back yourself into a corner, 37 is looking like a defensive tackle.
Absolutely. I think when I was looking at the
as Detroit's is in. Detroit is in. Who's it going to be? With the 17th pick, the Detroit Lions select Caden Proctor, offensive tackle, which means the New York Football Giants are on the clock at number 18, and the New York Giants, ran by Marshall Green and Andrew Connell, are selecting Vanga Ioane, offensive guard out of Penn State. That's an identity right there, AC.
Let's go. We did it, boys.
Jeremiyah Love and Vanga Ioane. I said we were winning the draft. We've already won the draft.
Exactly. Grade the pick. Let us know, A, B, C, D, or F. Tom Downey, start getting that winners and losers ready. The Giants are a clear winner in this situation, as we'll give them some time to get our pick in.
Vanga Ioane. Are you serious? Thank you, everybody.
Wow.
We win the draft.
Absolutely. And there's just A pluses going in the comment section.
Wow. I mean, they gave us free money.
Exactly. I when we were talking over this morning what the plan would be for 18, I don't even think we forecasted a scenario in which he was going to be available at 18.
Wow. I don't think it could work out better than this.
Oh, perfect. I would have been okay with either Ioane or McCoy available at 18.
There's chance McCoy's the best cornerback in this class.
To have the choice of both of them was something I absolutely did not expect to happen. Wow.
I can't believe it.
This is, I'm pretty shocked.
Grade the 2 picks so far.
Yeah, let us know.
Is there a graphic that maybe shows both?
Yeah, we can get those.
Team picks. Wow. Grade this mock draft so far. Factor in.
We did trade
Dexter Lawrence.
We traded Dexter Lawrence.
We have another pick coming, number
in the
90.
Third round, 97.
97. We're only doing 3 rounds live. We'll finish the mock draft, though. But only Chat Sports is doing 3 rounds. So we'll do pick 105. We'll do pick 5th round. And then we'll do the 3 6th-round picks as well. But holy shit, man, this is a wet dream for me.
I'm curious what the
I'm kind of horny right now.
Reaction is around the office. People did not know we were going up to 18 prior to this.
No one knew. No one knew.
Kept the cards close to the vest, and
y'all see this desk rising. You know why? Are you kidding me? Jeremiyah Love and Vanga?
Woo. As Carolina has made their selection at 19. They have gone with Dylan Thieneman.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't
we
matter.
Already won the draft.
That's it. And we can get
We already won the draft.
We can get a DT at 37. It's chef's kiss.
Are you kidding me? Jeremiyah Love and Vanga Ioane.
Wow.
That's how you help Jackson Dart. Now let's go get a defensive tackle at 37. Let's circle the block at pick 90, whatever, and maybe take – I'm not against back-to-back defensive tackles in this draft.
Especially because you don't have Dex now,
there's holes to fill.
That's true.
Wow. I haven't felt this excited since prom. Let's go. Wow. So 19, Dylan Thieneman. We cannot trade up. All trades had to be agreed to. Vanga Ioane at 18?
I mean,
are these people take stupid pills that work here?
I don't know, but I don't care.
Wow. Holy Toledo. All right. You never want to do this in real life, But I think it's defensive tackle at 37 unless there's a player we love that slips.
Yeah, you got to just, at this point, I mean, we're playing with house money, seeing how the board will fall. And I think you could go, I think a lot of people said, like, defense. If there's another defensive standout, maybe a linebacker, that if a guy like Jacob Rodriguez is still there at 37, that could be the pick as well. But I don't think there's been that run on defensive tackles has not yet started. And I think that's good news for the Giants. All right, Cleveland's pick is in, and they have selected Omar Cooper Jr., wide receiver, Indiana.
I don't even think it's close who has won this draft.
Yeah, it's these people need to start taking notes.
We're going to take a little bit of a break here. Reminder, every single piece of merchandise that we have at chatsports.com/Giants Now is 20% off. We've got a bunch of different gear that you guys can get, and it's 20% off. Chatsports.com/Giants Now, chatsports.com/Giants Now. We've got a bunch of different t-shirts. We've got the logo tees. We've got a bunch. If you want to support the channel, we're also saving some bread. Chatsports.com/Giants Now. It's chatsports.com/Giants Now. Really appreciate everybody that supports this channel. You guys are the best. We wouldn't be able to do what we do without you. And we want to let everybody know that's watching today, 20% off until 6 p.m. Eastern time. I can't believe Jeremiyah Love and Vanga Ioane.
Yeah, just a
Oh, and Bronx Boy, I just want to let you know, we just opened up a bunch of money by trading Dexter Lawrence, and I've already got 2 soft handshake agreement deals. We're bringing in DJ Reader.
Okay.
And we're bringing in Shelby Harris. We're bringing them both in.
That's how you do it.
And we're on the phone with Odell. You got all this money now. You know what? I even thought about signing Calais Campbell, DJ Reader, and Shelby Harris.
Bring them all in.
So we freed up money. We got the problem out of the building. We're building this roster in the vision of John Harbaugh, an identity, smash mouth, run the damn football, and we're about to go sign 2 defensive tackles, maybe 3, and you're getting 1 at 37. I swear to God, if we were the GM of the Giants over the last 3 years, we at minimum would have won 14 games, one more than the dopes who are running this team.
Yeah, we wouldn't have been picking top 5, that's for sure. Shout out to Drew, came in with a super chat. He says, A+, I wanted Downs. Love would probably be number 1C on my board, but I'm very happy if we get our own Sonic and Knuckles.
Wow. I mean, Drewski. What's up, Brody? A+. Yeah. Look, we would all love Downs at 5. We would love Styles at 5. We would love Love at 5. I would love Love at 5. If you get one of those 3 guys, I think the first round pick's an A, no matter what.
Yeah, I think that's it. And then you kind of try real life at 37. You got to make a plan for what you want to attack there and what the plan is. Trade back, trade up, and
show the because we didn't actually do this. Show the trade for Dex again. And I want you guys to grade this trade of if this were to happen in real life, what would you give this deal? A, B, C, D, or F. And you can factor in that we took Vanga Ioane at 18.
Yeah, exactly. You now have that benefit of hindsight as the Pittsburgh Steelers on the clock at 21. Their pick is in, and they have selected Casey Concepcion.
Wow.
Receiver out of Texas A&M.
Jack Sperry loves him some ball catchers, that's for sure.
Yeah, as assistant GM of the Miami Dolphins said, shocker, but it was a little bit of a sarcastic comment there. So, yeah, this was a guy that we've been talking about for the Giants potentially at 37. He goes at 21 here. A little bit, like you said, of a shocking pick, but they're looking to get Aaron Rodgers, and then whoever after that, whether it's Will Howard, Drew Aller, or someone else, some weapons.
Let's go. I could jinx this, but there's not been a single defensive tackle taken.
Yeah, and the longer that continues, the better we are looking. And the Los Angeles Chargers have made their selection. They have picked T.J. Parker, edge rusher, Clemson.
T.J. Parker going to the Chargers. Offered us a deal as well to get Dexter Lawrence.
I mean, we laughed at the
kind of a fake offer.
It wasn't. We were trying. Listen, we were discussing. We had a couple offers on the table. I said, let's make a Harbaugh trade. Let's reach out. Let's reach out to 22 and try and make a deal. And we had to laugh at the offer they put on the table. They were trying to give us this pick and Quentin Johnston for Dexter Lawrence,
who in their eyes, their offer was 2 first-round picks.
As good as a first-round pick. Get out of here with that. So the Eagles now on the clock, and their selection is in, and they have gone with Max Ihanachor.
Yeah, I've been struggling with that one too. The offensive tackle out of Arizona State. One of the fastest risers really since the college football season ended. All right, let's go to the best available left as we are officially 13 picks away from being on the clock. Still got Jeremiah McCoy. The fact he's fallen this far is ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, listen,
I would call it a trade up and potentially get him.
Yeah, if we were, especially with the extra capital that we now have, that would be something to potentially walk out with all 3 of those guys if we could. That would be something that would be maybe the only thing that could make this even better. But we're looking at right now those guys, and then defensive tackles don't start peeking onto this best available until number 10 with Caden McDonald. Then you go Chase Basantis, guard. Peter Woods there, number 12. There should be a couple of them there as
pick 24 is in, and the Cleveland Browns have selected Monroe Freeling, offensive tackle, Georgia.
This is a guy who's been mocked to them at 6 in some mock drafts. So once again, Joey O'Donoghue doing a pretty solid job here and surrounding Shedeur Sanders with some talent there in Cleveland. Todd Monken almost should have been the Giants' offensive coordinator, but he's the Cleveland Browns head coach. And
did you see what I've been slacking, Billy?
No,
So the Bears are on the clock at 25. I wouldn't be shocked if this is a defensive tackle.
Yeah, that's although they did acquire one
via a trade. They traded later.
They traded prior to the draft. They had acquired Moro Ojomo from the Eagles for a 3rd-round pick. So maybe they don't now. Maybe they do double up at the position, but they did already acquire a.
As pick number 25 is in for the Chicago Bears. We will announce that pick once it gets here. As Jeremiah McCoy, a great pick by Harrison Graham. The value is way too good to pass up there. This guy's arguably the best corner in the class. Has some injuries that he's got to deal with. Didn't play last year due to a torn ACL. Didn't participate at the Combine. Did run at the Pro Day. Ran really fast as well. But I just think the value there, too good to pass up. That's a good pick by them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this was a pick we were looking to potentially move to as well. I would say the Bears may have been the strongest in really like wanting and trying to acquire Dex yesterday. Yeah. They were kind of engaging multiple times.
They sent the most offers.
Yeah, they really wanted him, and that kind of probably has to do with that nose tackle or defensive tackle need that they have. But I agree, like this is a situation where like you run and you just say, all right, we'll take your mom. Even if you don't need a corner, you just take him.
So for the people that are just now joining, with the 5th pick, we took Jeremiyah Love, running back out of Notre Dame. The draft order went for Fernando Mendoza, Caleb Downs, David Bailey, Sonny Styles. Then we took Jeremiyah Love. We then traded Dexter Lawrence to the Minnesota Vikings for pick number 18, as well as pick number 97, and we selected Venga. There's an N in there.
We're going to have to learn that now in this reality. We're going to have to get that down.
Ioane with the 18th selection. So we traded Dex for a first-round pick, a third-round pick, and we got arguably the best offensive lineman at number 18.
Yeah, well, like you said, we are winning the draft right now, and Buffalo's pick is in, and they have selected Jacob Rodriguez, a linebacker out of Texas Tech.
Smitty reaching on a linebacker.
Yeah, classic Smitty. There you go. This is a guy that I would have.
We love him.
Yeah, I would have said for 37. Like, I was looking at him at 37. I did not think he was going at 26.
The Dark Cow. His name is pronounced Vanga. Go listen to how he pronounces his name. There's an N. There is. I don't. If it was Vega, that'd be easier. It's
Wish
Vanga.
it was, yeah.
So Olivia Vanga Ioane.
We're just gonna have to nickname him when he starts playing for our team.
You want an All-Pro guard?
Yeah.
Take Draft Vanga. So now I think San Francisco 49ers are on the clock. Chase Sr.
Oh, wow.
We'll see. I like where we're at. I have.
Yeah, I don't know where they're going to go, and their pick is in.
Let's roll to the top available as well as the San Francisco 49ers have selected Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, safety, Toledo. He's a rocket. And now the Houston Texans are on the board, but I think the Texans may be trading this.
Yeah, there was rumblings about them moving up and down the board. Obviously, none of the trades were finalized. They had to be in before the draft, but they were contingent on certain players being available on the board at a certain pick. So we'll see if and there is a trade.
As New England is on the clock. So what? We are 28, 29, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 picks away, and not a single defensive tackle has been selected. What's crazy about this is Jeremy Chuggs just traded down for a pick in the 4th round that we're not even making in this Chat Sports mock draft.
He was focused on all the wrong things.
Yeah. That's why we cut off all communication with Jeremy Chuggs, who was running the Texans. He didn't know what he wanted to do. He just wanted to make a trade to say he made one. Shout out to everybody that's super chatting. We will get to all the super chats coming up momentarily. We really, really do appreciate everybody here. Hope everyone's having a good time. It's been a lot of fun.
You know what's funny about this is I think Alper wanted to make this trade for a Hanachor. So I don't know I don't know where he's going to go because the trade's in, but the pick isn't in. So I don't know. He might be scrambling, but I thought the whole point was it was contingent on who was on the board.
It is. All right. New England on the clock. Their pick is officially in. We will get to, after this, we're going
to have a break after the first round.
After the first round, we'll go over all the best players available, and we'll zoom in. I think we have the top defensive tackles available as well.
Yeah, we'll have to tell you about our good friends at Prize Picks as well.
As Caleb Lomu, the offensive tackle out of Utah, is going to the Patriots, so they beef up that offensive line a little bit. Who did McNeil Warren, correct?
Yeah, Emmanuel McNeil Warren went 27.
And then Lomu. C.J. Allen, Avion Terrell, Blake Miller, Cassius Howe, Caden McDonald, Denzel Boston, Caleb Banks, Peter Woods, Colton Hood, Manuel Pregnant, Christian Miller, Lee Hunter. Like, all the D tackles are still there. Unless there's a major run here, which that definitely could happen. I'll read you off the top defensive tackles.
We'll see. I could imagine there being like a run on receivers as well, although some of them went, but obviously D'Angelo Pons, that's a guy you want on your football team.
I love D'Angelo Pons.
Great player.
Wow. Love and Vanga. Holy shit. As the Kansas City Chiefs are on the clock, and they are selecting Colton Hood, corner out of Tennessee. He's a good player.
Yeah, this is a guy that I looked at as a potential round 2 target for us. If we wanted to get a corner. He's been mocked to the Giants in a couple mock drafts we've done on this channel as well. So, listen, there's that whole thing of if you're going to take a corner, you should probably take him early. You want an elite. You don't want an average corner. You want an elite corner. investing a first-round pick on a guy, though, especially for the Chiefs, who actually traded Trent McDuffie to the Los Angeles Rams, which is how I believe they got that pick. They reinvest it in another corner.
As Miami is on the clock, and their pick is in, and the Miami Dolphins are selecting Chris Johnson, corner, San Diego State. He's been a riser.
Yeah, a guy, like you said, a hot name, and we're seeing a little bit of a run on corners, which is a position that I think we would consider, but right now we're focused on defensive tackle, especially after trading Dexter Lawrence. And the more teams that don't take defensive tackles, the better it is for the Giants.
All right, 2 more picks here left in the first round. Then we'll do a soft little break, and it won't be for that long, maybe 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Let's go, let's go.
So Houston Texans on the clock, and their pick is in.
And they are taking Caden McDonald, defensive lineman out of Ohio State. So the first defensive tackle off the board.
All right, not panicking yet,
No.
But
he is the best run-stuffing defensive tackle in the draft, but he's and I don't mean to say this rudely, he is a one-trick pony.
Yeah.
He is not someone that's going to give you a lot of upside as a pass rusher.
Come off the field on third down type of player.
Did have 4 sacks in 2025, but his pass rush grade is a 63.1, run defense grade 91.2. He's a run stuffer.
As there is a trade for the 32nd pick in this draft.
Wow. A big trade. So the Steelers are moving up from 53 to 32, and they're including a 3rd and a 4th.
I think this is people in the Seahawks camp that I've talked to, they think that John Snyder will trade down, so I think that's why they're maybe trying to simulate what it could actually be like here. But you don't ever want to doubt Seattle. Obviously, Super Bowl champs, they're doing something right over there, but yeah,
the Steelers just fleeced them.
Yeah, it's
think about what the Giants did last year to go from 34
to 25.
34 to 25.
The team's also
they had to give up 2 third-round picks.
They knew they were going up for a quarterback, and that could be what you think. That's what Pittsburgh's doing here. I think that's what they could be doing.
I don't know. We'll see.
And they are not.
As they are selecting Emmanuel Pregnon, guard out of Oregon. He is my favorite guard in round 2. Someone that I am hoping the Giants could potentially take at 37. At 37. All right, the first round is over. We are 4 picks away from being on the clock. What do we got on the docket right here?
Yeah, we're going to tell you about we will go through the best players available, but first we are going to tell you about our presenting sponsor, Prize Picks.
Shout out to Prize Picks, our brand new presenting sponsor here at Chat Sports. And when you download the app and create an account, and you use that promo code HMA, it's promo code HMA, and you play your first $5 lineup, you're going to get $50 instantly. Today's show is brought to you by Prize Picks, America's #1 sports pick app. With playoff basketball finally here, there's no better time to cash in with our friends at Prize Picks. And I'll tell you this, the app is really easy to use. All you got to do is pick more or less than a few player stats and lock your lineup in. One thing I love is the new social feed feature where you can share Prize Picks with your friends and copy lineups with a single click. You can actually follow me on the app at @MarshallGreen_ to see all of my lineups. AC, you've got a lineup ready to go. What do we got?
We got Jalen Brunson more than 27.5 points per game for the entire series against the Atlanta Hawks, and then Onyeka Okongwu less than 1.8 3-pointers made per game for the entire series. I got $25 on this to 3x my money, $75 to win if these both hit. Let's go Knicks, and I think this has got a good chance here.
That's right. Shout out to Prize Picks. New user offer alert. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code HMA when you play your first $5 lineup to receive $50 in lineups. That's code HMA when you play your first $5 lineup to get an extra $50 in lineups with Prize Picks. The clickable link to download the app is in the comments and the description. Shout out to Prize Picks where it's good to be right. All right. So we're on the clock. 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. Let's look at the best interior defensive lineman if we got that up.
I don't know.
Do we not? Does he not? We don't have those?
I don't think we have that.
All right, so just go to the next page of the best players available, and I can verbalize as well. Caleb Banks still available.
Peter Woods.
Christian Miller, Lee Hunter. I'm okay with any of those four being the pick.
Yeah, so, I mean, I think.
Unless the four of them go in a row, we're getting one.
Yeah, and then I would even got a guy like C.J. Allen, a linebacker. You could go with that pick as well. We're probably focusing on that defensive side of the ball.
Remember, we did trade Dexter Lawrence. So we've come into the draft. If we do have Dexter Lawrence, still a major needed defensive tackle. And look at that. I knew we had one. Yeah. For me, my pick right here would be Christian Miller as my dream pick.
Out of all these guys?
Out of all of them. If I had to order these up, I'd go Christian Miller, Peter Woods, Caleb Banks, Lee Hunter. I think Banks has the highest ceiling, but also has the lowest floor. I think Christian Miller is probably the safest, who is a blend of somebody that could push the pocket as a pass rusher and make plays on the line of scrimmage. I think Woods has the second highest ceiling. I think Lee Hunter is similar to Cade McDonald, sort of a one-trick pony as a run stuffer.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I might be on board for taking a swing like a guy like Peter Woods. You got to obviously know one guy is going to replace Dexter Lawrence, but like if you're not aiming for that, what are you trying to do? They just traded him away in this scenario, and we've got to try and replace him. We have no starting defensive tackles.
Yeah.
So
we've already got some soft agreements from some free agents as well.
Yes.
Shelby Harris, DJ Reader, Calais Campbell, we're all interested in them. Cap issue is no longer a thing. We've cleared almost $26 million by trading Dexter Lawrence over the next 2 years.
Yeah, and after seeing our draft, people are lining up to come and play for the Giants, led by John Harbaugh and general managed by Marshall Green, assisted by Andrew Connell. They're lining up. So Vinny says don't draft for need. These are some of the top players available, Vinny. So listen, I was doing some scouting and homework on what you guys did last year, and I saw in the comments was Vinny Pip, Shedeur Sanders. So I don't know how much we can trust Vinny Pip.
Remember, I didn't take a quarterback last year.
Yeah.
As we have a blockbuster trade that will happen later in the draft, the Texans receive Kyle Pitts, and they're trading pick 59 and 243, a second and a seventh. What?
Yeah, I don't know about this one.
All right, Jets are on the clock at 33. Let's cycle through the best available, just in case we don't want to pencil ourselves in for a defensive tackle here.
Cool. Best available.
Tato Bang, what up, man?
Denzel Boston, Avion Terrell. Listen, like, corner, not a bad pick, but we're focused on defensive tackle. Chase Basant is a guy who's been mocked to the Giants in round 2. However,
we already took a guard.
We took a guard, so not a guy we're probably going to look at in this scenario. Then you got Peter Woods, a guy who could be a target. D'Angelo Pons, again, lockdown corner there. No, the tape doesn't lie. And then we've got some edges, wide receiver, Jeremy Bernard. We went double offense in this draft, so probably not going to look at receiver Ty Simpson. We don't need a quarterback. Kristen Miller, another guy we're going to consider.
I love Christian Miller. I do. I think he might be my DT1 in this class, to be honest.
Is it Christian or is it Kristen?
I've heard Christian.
Christian? Okay. I'm trying to clear that up for myself. And then you're looking at the
I
last.
can get confirmation on that.
You got R. Mason Thomas, the edge out of Oklahoma, Brandon Cisse, corner, C.J. Allen, linebacker, and Chris Bell, wide receiver from Louisville, as the Jets pick is in, and they have selected
Denzel Boston.
So they go receiver.
We're that much closer.
That's the third pick of the draft for the Jets. Let's see where they're at. They have gotten Caleb Downs, Akeem Mesidor, and Denzel Boston. What do you think of that haul for the Jets so far?
Downs, Mesidor, Boston. It's definitely not first because we own that.
Yeah, well, yeah. Everyone's playing for second at this point, obviously.
I think that's a pretty good draft, though. I like Mesidor a lot.
Well, so you're the Jets, like, you need talent everywhere, so.
As Arizona's pick is in.
think we're still in a good spot with the defensive tackles position.
As the Arizona Cardinals are selecting Malachi Lawrence, edge rusher. I got to scroll way down. Do you have a preference on DT on who you're looking at, or?
If I'm going at the DT position,
Banks and Woods are the home run swings.
Yeah.
Let's roll through some of the scouting reports. Maybe we look at those defensive tackles.
Yeah, I think you can't go wrong with some of those top guys. I personally would probably go for Woods, but
Dane Brugler has Peter Woods as his defensive tackle number 2. He writes, overall, Woods flashes his ability to win with quickness, strength, and hand usage. And the next step in his development for him to do so more consistently, he offers scheme diversity, although he projects better as a 3 or 4-eye technique defensive tackle.
So there's Peter Woods' scouting report.
As like Tennessee's pick is in. Sorry to cut you off.
No, he looked like a top 10 pick coming into the season. Did not kind of look at this. You see his stats, obviously did not live up to that. But it would be kind of that home run swing, and would be a Harbaugh-esque pick to kind of just take a talented player and kind of guy who's maybe slipping down the board a little bit. As we get you Caleb Banks' scouting report. And
Blake Miller going to the Tennessee Titans, which means we are 2 picks away. I'm either between Christian Miller or Peter Woods here.
Yeah. Well, Caleb Banks is still on the board.
He is. I need to know that I have a starting defensive tackle for the next 10 years, and I have more confidence in Christian Miller or Peter Woods. I think Banks has the highest ceiling of them all, but there's been foot issues with him. I don't know. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, if I'm ranking Woods at the top of my list, but I don't think
this is probably my order as well. But these guys are literally neck and neck for me.
I think if in real life, if the Giants end up with any of these guys at 37, I think they'll be in a good spot.
I mean, if your first 3 picks are Jeremiyah Love, Venga Ioane, and one of these 2 guys, you're in a hell of a spot.
As the Raiders pick is in.
The Raiders are selecting Christian Miller, defensive lineman out of Georgia.
So the Giants are on the clock. We are taking a defensive tackle. These are the 4 guys. Give us your thoughts in the comments. PW for Woods, CB for Banks, LH for Lee Hunter, DO for Dominique Orange.
Do you want to? I think Woods is.
Who would it be if you're not going Woods?
Banks.
It's
Woods or Banks for me.
I'd rather gamble on a guy who
I think Woods
hasn't put it together yet than a guy who has injury issues.
I agree. Let's go Peter Woods.
Let's do it.
Peter Woods. Venga Ioane, Jeremiyah Love, Peter Woods.
I just book it right now. Winner of the draft. Not even close.
I mean, it's actually ridiculous what we're doing to these people.
No, I know.
We're robbing them blind.
It's highway robbery at this point.
We are robbing them blind.
We've taken Peter Woods at number 37. Houston is now on the clock. Grade this draft right now, A, B, C, D, or F. Let us know what you think. Are we doing a good job? Keep in mind, we did trade Dexter Lawrence in this to get the 18th overall selection. We also picked up a 3rd-round pick, but we're adding some talent to this Giants football team.
I mean, are you kidding me?
A+ fleeced the Vikings.
We fleeced the hell out of the Vikings. We sold them a lemon. We sold them a lemon. Dexter Lawrence is descending. Now, if he signs contract extension, I'll tell you he's ascending, but. Are you kidding me?
We're eating good for the comment section. Yeah, hell we are. We got steak, lobster, and a little caviar on the side as well. So
Grade this mock draft A, B, C, D, or F. Reminder, we traded Dexter Lawrence to get pick 18. We're also getting a third-round pick 90. I keep on forgetting.
97.
97. So we have one more pick in the 3-round live mock draft. And I think with that selection, it's just best player available.
100%. We
filled a need, and we filled a need.
Yep.
I honestly don't hate, again, taking a D tackle, though.
I think if we had to, if it's 50-50, we probably add to the defensive side of the ball. But that's saying if there's a better offensive player there, you go there. You try and take the best possible football player. As the Houston Texans pick is in, and they have selected Keylan Rutledge, the guard out of Georgia Tech.
Good pick. We like him.
Guy who has been mocked to the Giants a couple times, connected as well, and a guy who's rising up draft boards as the draft approaches, a mauling physical guard in the run game. If we didn't have Venga Ioane at 18, he would have been a guy we probably would have considered with that 37th overall pick.
I agree.
Dallas, their pick is in.
So Dallas on the clock at 39.
They have selected C.J. Allen, linebacker, Georgia.
Think he's going to be able to get away from Venga Ioane and tackle Jeremiyah Love?
He's going to get run over by Venga Ioane, and then when he gets up, he's not going to be able to catch Jeremiyah Love.
In real life, I would be calling to try to trade Kayvon Thibodeau right now.
Pick up a day 2 pick.
I'm trying to get back as high as I can to the current team that's on the board, and I'm looking at Caleb Banks or Lee Hunter.
Yeah, double up at the D tackle spot. That would be
turning a luxury of Kayvon Thibodeau into a need of what your football team is.
Absolutely. As the Cardinals are on the clock, we'll take a look at the best guys available. Avion Terrell's been at that spot, number 1 spot for a while, was the 27th overall player on this board. So he's starting to slip a little bit. Chase Basantis, a guard who has been linked to the Giants a little bit. He's the next available guy, and you keep going, and a couple still good players more in the range of where they're supposed to be. Do you think there's going to be some more trades in this round?
Yeah, I do. I
don't know. I feel like a lot of people are probably focused on first-round trades. I guess we were focused on a first-round trade, so maybe that's why I think that. But, yeah, it was like just madness in the Chat Sports office yesterday as people were negotiating trades. You go to the bathroom and you see when you don't know who to trust, who's telling one person another thing. You had to keep the cards close to the vest yesterday as the Cardinals pick is in. And they have selected D'Angelo Pons, cornerback, Indiana.
All right. This is definitely where I would be like trying to take Kayvon Thibodeau and move up.
Yeah, especially, although you look, there are still a couple edges on the board, so you wonder if that's where the team who's on the clock has to evaluate would they rather have Zion Young, Cassius Howell, or any of these other edges, or would they rather have Kayvon Thibodeau, as we can look at some of the top edges available.
I did see Dexter Lawrence denied at 20. Denied is a strong word. It kind of just made it see. Dexter Lawrence wants to be traded at this point. Doesn't sound, maybe that's a strong negotiating push where in his heart of hearts he still wants to be a Giant, but right now he's made it seem that his interest in being a Giant for life isn't really there anymore.
Yeah, it seems less about that, or I don't know. It like, as you say, the more things that come out, the less it seems like it's a negotiating tactic and more like he just really doesn't want to play for this team anymore.
CTM, we love you. Thank you, CTM, for being here. Can we get some CTMs in the chat? Shout out to the GOAT. Yeah, $28 million wasn't enough, Vinny, I guess. I mean, heck, when you have a half a sack and you say no to $28 million, I think you just show them the door, man. Don't we want people that want to be here? Don't we want people that want to be a part of this turnaround and a part of it all? As R. Mason Thomas going to the Cincinnati Bengals, I think they've had one of the worst drafts in this.
I mean, I think we all expected that to happen. But
for a team that has a picker that covers college football, Pretty terrible picks.
Yeah, you would think. Did he even get any Buckeyes? No Buckeyes yet? So if you're just joining us, this is the live Chat Sports mock draft that we are going through right now. We appreciate you being here. Like the stream, subscribe to the channel. We'll be live next week for every single pick of the NFL draft. Right now, we are in round 2. The New Orleans Saints are on the clock at pick number 42. The Bengals just selected R. Mason Thomas, and for anyone who is just joining us, we traded Dexter Lawrence to the Vikings for pick 18 and a third-round pick, and this is who we have selected: Jeremiyah Love, Venga Ioane, the guard out of Penn State, and Peter Woods, the defensive tackle out of Clemson.
Wow. I mean, I don't think that this could have played out better.
No, this is, like you said, we are winning this, and it's not particularly close with some of these other teams, as the Saints pick is in, and they have selected Avion Terrell, corner out of Clemson.
Caleb Banks. I mean, he's a freak, but the injuries are worrisome.
Want to catch up on some soups here?
Let's do it. Oh, wow.
We got a 3-point goal. Kyle Purper. Bang!
$50 super chat. Give me some KPs. It says A+ so far. Can we fire Joe Shane? Should have did it after 2024 season, but we don't have to dig up the old hatchet. You don't have to do it. Maybe he just continues to watch this show and does what we say, and we'll be all right.
Take notes, Joe.
Take notes, Joey. Tyler Wright, $10 super chat. Thank you, my friend. As much as I would love Styles and Downs, I am really intrigued with trading down and drafting Venga Ioane, or if we can trade Dex for another first rounder and draft Venga there and get Styles or Downs. Tyler, you must really like what we did this mock draft then.
Yeah, I mean, ball.
Zay says, how realistic do you think this draft is? I think it is realistic. I think probably the most unlikely thing would be Venga falling to 18.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, never say never, because there's way that boards can fall and teams are not expecting things to happen. I think some of that happened in this Chat Sports mock, and that happens in real life sometimes. No one was expecting the Travis Hunter trade last year, so that kind of just shows how that can happen in real life. But, yeah, shout out to you, Tyler Wright. Clifford Niles. Love this draft with no Dex. Definitely should draft a DT at 37 and in the third round. I wouldn't be mad at another DT. Amazing draft so far. Shout out to you, Clifford Niles.
Clifford Niles, you the man, you the man. If you look about players that went after Venga Ioane, Dylan Thieneman, Omar Cooper Jr., Casey Concepcion, TJ Parker, Max Nachor, Monroe Freeling, Monroe Freeling, Jermon McCoy, Jacob Rodriguez. And there's probably some players, if you're saying that Venga wouldn't fall to 18, that means players that went ahead of him would potentially be there as well.
Exactly. As the Dolphins pick at number 43 is in, the Jets are on the clock. The Dolphins have selected Chase Basantis, the guard out of Texas A&M.
Jets are on the clock. So we've got a while till we're on the clock, but we'll pick at 97. And then we're going to pick at 105, too.
Yeah, we will. The Chat Sports mock draft is ending after the third round. We will kind of keep going, make those picks with the top guys available, and make our selection on this live in the fourth round at 105. Shout out to you, Cliff. Jake Marchetta. Being from Wake Forest, North Carolina myself, I love Dex and always will, but if someone doesn't want to be here, get him the F out, get a back a haul, and move on.
Yeah. The only thing that could be a problem is if everyone knows you're trading them, everyone's trade offer doesn't go as high.
His value is a little lower in that scenario. So, shout out to you, Jake. Appreciate you supporting. Tay says Dex said he doesn't want to be a Giant anymore. Yeah, we kind of have been talking about that. He apparently does not want to play for the Giants anymore. And Tay comes back in again with another super chat. Shout out to you. Dex just turned down a $28 million contract today and said he don't want to be a Giant. Maybe we go out and trade him and Keylan for some juice.
I don't think that's a crazy thought. I think I've been saying it's 50-50. I think it may be 55-45 that he's traded now.
Starting to lean the other way a little bit. As the Jets pick is in, they have selected Brandon Cisse, the corner out of South Carolina, and the Ravens are on the clock.
Long time till we're on the clock again. So,
what do you think? Now, this is interesting. Do you think someone bites on Ty Simpson here in the second round?
I mean, maybe. From 2 years of doing this, quarterbacks seem to fall a lot.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, Dart didn't get drafted.
I was looking at the Giants Now YouTube page. Some of the old community posts, and there was a poll: should the Giants take Jackson Dart in the third round?
Third round? That would have been sick.
That would have been elite. Imagine that draft.
I'm sure there was people that were saying no as well.
Yeah.
He was a polarizing prospect, to be fair.
Definitely the case. As the Ravens pick is in, and this one makes a lot of sense. After losing Isaiah Likely, they select Eli Stowers, the tight end out of Vanderbilt.
He's an athletic freak.
45th overall pick. Yeah, kind of just plugging in to that spot that was vacated there. Makes some sense. And, yeah, he is like – I've seen some teams almost view him as a wide receiver because he is just – has those kind of measurables. As you look at some of those picks leading up to that as well, the Bengals at 41 went with R. Mason Thomas. Avion Terrell went 42nd to the Saints. Chase Basantis to the Dolphins at 43. And Brandon Cisse, the corner out of South Carolina, went to the Jets at 44. Someone said, are we going best player available in the next picks?
Yeah, I think so. But also trying to marry maybe a need.
Yeah, I mean, maybe not, other than defensive tackle, probably not doubling up on a position we've already taken, and obviously not taking a position like quarterback or anything like that. But otherwise, pretty much, yeah, going best player.
There's a corner there. If there's a linebacker there, another defensive tackle, a receiver, maybe a safety. Good thing is, like, at 97 and 105, there's potential we get two guys that we really like.
Yeah, exactly. In that group of players that we feel comfortable taking at 97, maybe one of them falls to 105 as well. As the Bucs are on the clock.
Tato, bang, you the man, bro. Shout out to you, man.
And the Bucs pick is in. They have selected Anthony Hill Jr.
Anthony Hill Jr., linebacker, Texas. He's a good player.
Yeah, it's listen, I think an athletic guy as well, so a guy that has some speed. And I'll be interested. I won't be surprised if one of the Giants' early picks gets spent on a linebacker, because we talked about how John Harbaugh kind of likes to have a premium player at that spot.
Mando Orient says Christian Miller is my personal choice at DT. Yeah, I would have taken Christian Miller over Peter Woods, but he wasn't available.
He went the pick before us at 36 to the Raiders.
Yeah.
Wow. Some conviction from the Colts. They get their pick in pretty quickly, so we'll see.
I'm sure this will be a terrible pick. As the Colts select Jake Goldie,
linebacker out of Cincinnati. I feel like there may have been some in-person scouting with this pick as well, just based on the location, the Cincinnati product. Sources are telling me that, I think. I
mean, the Bengals and the Colts have had the worst draft so far.
I actually, have some sources in the Colts building, and they were actually kind of looking at Goldie at this pick. They've been looking at him for months at this pick, so they go in with that plan. Not saying it's a good plan, but they execute their pre-draft strategy and get the guy they wanted. This is the team that traded their first-round pick for multiple first-round picks for Sauce Gardner from the Jets, and they are building around Daniel Jones at quarterback. So that tells you about their GM.
All right. 48, who'd they take? Chris Brazzell, receiver, Tennessee.
You're a fan of Brazzell, right?
I like him. I kind of have like hand touch the stove burntness of a Tennessee receiver.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, I've known Chris Brazzell since he was like a sophomore in high school. Covered him when I covered high school football here in Texas. Freak athlete.
Mm-hmm. Not a bad idea to bet on an athlete at that position.
Yeah.
Or Atlanta, they pair him up with Drake London. In this scenario, they traded Kyle Pitts as well. So they get another athletic target for whoever's quarterback in that team, whether it's Tua or Michael Penix, or they're collecting all the left-handed quarterbacks for Kevin Stefanski. So as someone asked if Grenard is available, I don't know. You have a pretty good relationship with the Vikings. We've obviously done business with them before.
We did do business with them. AJ Halsey, safety LSU. So they've added Dexter Lawrence and AJ Halsey.
Not bad. They have pretty much been mocked in a lot of mock drafts to take Dylan Thieneman, the safety out of Oregon at 18. Instead, they obviously traded that pick for Dexter Lawrence in this scenario, but they go to the safety position, try and replace Harrison Smith, and they get AJ Halsey in round 2.
I'm going to go back to the Vikings Today stream and see what their reaction was to the trade, their chat.
Yeah, let me know. Their Vikings GM wanted to wait to announce the trade.
I don't blame him.
Yeah, no, the reasoning makes sense.
Pick number 17 is in. Now we are close to being on. All right, we're on the clock now, everybody.
Pick 50 has been made by the Lions.
I think I'm going to send an offer. You're officially on the clock. They go Caden Proctor.
This is good. Do you think he's having buyer's remorse?
I don't know.
That's right. Only 24 hours.
The Lions stay in the state of Michigan. They pick Derek Moore, the edge.
As we did it, we are not picking at 18. We are getting Dexter Lawrence in this mock draft. I'm sure a lot of you guys will be upset about this. We are trading for Dexter Lawrence. And we are giving up pick number 18. And that trade is wrong.
No, that's right.
They updated it. Yeah, it's pick 97, not pick 94.
97.
There we go. That's our trade. We had to do it, everybody. Giants are now on the clock. Had to get out. Now we shift our attention to round 2. One of the best defensive tackles in the National Football League.
What are the people in the chat saying?
I can't scroll that far back.
Oh. All right. Panthers have been on the clock. Their selection is reportedly in. And they get a weapon for Bryce Young. They go for Jeremy Bernard, the receiver out of Alabama.
You guys grade this trade. Would you be down if the Vikings did this on draft night right before their selection? How would you be feeling? No way we have the cojones.
Jeremy Bernard. They're saying Smitty took a fake player on the Chat Sports draft and accusing Mike of being drunk. Who do you take at 50?
He took Derek Moore, the edge out of Michigan. Well, because Smitty, I don't know if you were here for that. I think you were off. Smitty had this take that players in the NFL draft, like that get talked about, are just not real. No one actually watches them play football. They just kind of appear once the draft goes around. So that makes sense that people are saying that.
Are Blessed and Shane Tompkins done fighting in the chat? Like, can you guys just hug and kiss and make up? Because you've been arguing for the whole time, and I don't even know what you're arguing about.
All right,
I hope all's well with you two.
One more pick coming in here before we will take a little bit of a break. The Packers on the clock making their first selection after they traded. They have obviously the Micah Parsons trade that went down. So they have selected Zion Young, the edge out of Missouri. You want to talk about Zion? What you think of that pick for a second?
Yeah, look, I mean, they're prioritizing defense still there. They have Micah Parsons who's coming off an injury, a serious one. When does he come back? I don't know. I don't know. We'll talk more about this coming up in a second. First, though, I got to tell you about our proud sponsor of today's show, and that is GLD. Change the game and rock the best men's jewelry out there. Go to GLD.com, use that promo code chat, and get 40% off. Let's be real. Buying men's jewelry could be a nightmare. Most of the time, it's low-quality junk that would snap after a week, or it was insanely overpriced with ridiculous markups. That's why I rock with GLD. Use code CHAT to get 40% off at GLD.com. GLD has completely changed the game in men's jewelry. You're getting quality pieces that are built to last without breaking the bank. And unlike a lot of other companies, GLD only uses real gold, none of that cheap stuff. And shout out to our friends over at GLD. They hooked me up, one, with this sweet chain and this beautiful New York Knicks pendant. Lucky for you, they've got to deal with the NFL as well, and you get a New York Giants pendant so you can be ready to rock and roll for draft day. Listen, don't you take my word for it. Over 2 million customers and 50,000 five-star reviews back it up. Not to mention, it's worn by some of the biggest names in the game, like Justin Bieber, Micah Parsons, Tyreek Hill, ASAP Rocky, and our guy, Malik Neighbors. Work hard and change the game. For a limited time only, new customers get an insane deal. Use code CHAT to get 40% off at GLD.com. That's 40% off with code CHAT at GLD.com. After your purchase, they'll ask where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you. Remind everybody also, AC, about our merch deal that we got going on right now. Some of that is flying off the shelves, and we really, really do appreciate it.
Yeah, we got 20% off any item in our merch store right now. Chatsports.com/Giants Now, the full collection. We've got Giants Now shirts. We've got Abdul Carter shirts, John Harbaugh shirts. Going to put that link in there for you. You can go and check out all of it for yourself. 20% off. This is a limited time offer only till I think you said 6 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
This is when this deal is going to expire. Chatsports.com/Giants Now. Go check it out. Harbaugh shirts, Harbaugh hoodies, Harbaugh ball shirts, Giants Now shirts, Abdul Carter shirts. All of the stuff is there. Go and check it out for yourself. 20% off any of this item. We haven't done a sale in a while, and I don't know when the next time we're going to do one is. So go check it out. Chatsports.com/Giants Now.
Get your shirts today, 20% off. Appreciate everybody that continues to support the show. We got a bunch of different stuff that you guys can get hooked up with. We'd really appreciate everybody that does support the channel. Let's ride.
As the 53rd pick has been made by the Seattle Seahawks, and they go with Cassius Howell, the edge out of Texas A&M. This is a guy who I think was early on.
Guy.
He was pretty high, and then he seems to have fallen down a little bit. Similar, I think, a measurement thing with him. But what do you think about Seattle moving down from 32 and still getting Cassius Howell at 53?
What about Caleb Banks still being there?
Yeah, and
Lee Hunter.
in real life we're calling
Yes.
to make a trade up. Yeah.
Yes.
You think Chase Senior goes with one of those guys here?
For the Eagles, maybe.
They did just sign Jordan Davis to an extension. Will Jalen Carter be a long-term member of that team? Will they maybe try and get a replacement and move him for something else? So people keep saying just fleece the Vikings again. I guess,
Did we fleece them? Do you think that was a fleecing? I think it was a fair offer.
Yeah, I think it was pretty.
Ideally, we wanted more.
Yeah.
We were trying to get 82, not 97.
Yeah, we wanted that earlier third-round pick. Listen, we had some other people with not show good faith in their negotiations, kind of made us lose a little bit of leverage, and we were trying to drum up a little bit of interest between the two division rivals in Chicago and Minnesota all day, get one of them to up their offer. So.
That's crazy, man.
I feel like taking a long time here.
Yeah, I feel like this is taking a while. We do go from 37 to 97, so essentially that is an hour if we're doing 1 minute a pick.
Yeah. I think we've been a little behind the allotted schedule kind of through to this point. But once we start the third round, we're not going to take any breaks.
Okay.
So it's just going to go rapid fire.
If we have any super chats backed up, let's hit those.
Cool.
You go to the player top, or you can keep them on the L3. As the Eagles pick at 54 is officially in, as we keep it moving here in the 3-round live mock draft by Chat Sports. Anabolic Leo. Every time. Sorry, Dex is scared of Harbaugh's hard practices. Yeah,
Eagles go with Keontae Scott, safety out of Miami.
Ooh, he's a good player. Downhill player, good against the run. Going to play out of the slot. You want him moving forward, not backwards.
So now we've got Los Angeles on the clock at 55.
Okay.
White Pepper. What up, Martian AC? Just got off work. Miss much?
What up, White Pepper? We've made 3 picks so far. At number 5, we selected Jeremiyah Love. The draft order went Mendoza, Downs, Bailey, Styles, and then we took Jeremiyah Love. We then traded Dexter Lawrence to the Minnesota Vikings for pick number 18 and pick number 97. We selected Venga Ioane.
He fell down the board, too. Right
fell all the way down the board. We got him at 18. And then Peter Woods fell into our laps at selection number 37.
Yeah, so clear winners of the draft so far, not even close. Shout out to you, White Pepper. Shout out to Mario as well in the chat. Says, I just got my Abdul shirt.
Yes, he did. Double M. Shout out to you, bro. Salute, salute, salute. Thank you.
Let's go. Shout out to you, White Pepper. Hope we caught you up. We can do a little bit more of a recap potentially at the end or at some point after the second round, but that's kind of what's gone down for the Giants right there. We got now our guy Fonz Santiago.
What's up, Fonz?
Says, hey fellas, great draft so far. With having a 3rd round pick now, do we go cornerback or wide receiver there? I'm kind of torn. What say you guys?
Yeah, I think it's hard to tell because we're still 40 picks away.
Yeah. I think we've said to this point just best player available.
Yeah, I lean towards best player available, maybe with a want to double down at defensive tackle here.
Yeah.
I think 97 or 105, one of them probably needs to be a defensive tackle.
Yeah.
Because you need a guy who could play right away.
Exactly. Right now we only have one starter, and that's Peter Woods. Although we have handshake agreements with Shelby Harris and DJ Reader.
Shelby Harris and DJ Reader
Calais
said
Campbell.
They do want to be New York Giants, and we're calling up Calais Campbell.
There we go.
We've cleared a lot of money as well.
Pick 55 has been made by the Chargers. They've gone with Chris Bell, the wide receiver out of Louisville. So they add a weapon for Justin Herbert. And now the Jaguars are on the clock. And we did have some brief talks with Jacksonville yesterday.
They weren't serious.
They weren't, but we thought maybe we do some sort of Dex BTJ swap, including this pick. They don't. I don't.
They didn't want to not make a pick.
I don't blame them. Yeah, I don't blame them because they don't have a 1st round pick, so they don't want to necessarily give up their capital. But it was worth checking in. We're just letting you guys know we're doing our due diligence here and trying to just canvass the league for the best possible offer for you guys. As we take a look at some of the best available here.
Ty Simpson's still there.
I would have thought. I don't know. I would have thought coming in that he would have gone at some point in the 2nd round, but obviously you said historically that's not the case in these. And Jadarian Price, I would have thought he would go in round 2 as well, but still some time left in round 2.
What do you make of Caleb Banks and Lee Hunter still being there?
Yeah, we can take a look at some of the top defensive tackles available.
Did Caleb Banks just go? Caleb Banks might be going to the Jags here.
It is.
Sneaky Cullen Brown.
Wow. Great pick. You think great pick by him, right? A 56,
Home
getting a
run
guy
pick.
like that. Yeah.
Swing for the fences.
No shock. And in that same room, they were moving.
Yeah, do you think there's some potential?
They were moving quickly because that pick came in right away as the Bears go with Traden
I think it's trading.
Traden Stukes, the corner out of Arizona. Bronx boy, a fan of Cullen. Who isn't a fan of Cullen, though? So
We love Cully.
everyone loves Cullen.
Shout out to Cully, man. He's a freaking tank, man. That guy's a special dude. Did Pons go already? He did.
Yeah, there's a lot of fans of D'Angelo Pons in the chat sports office.
All trades had to have been agreed to prior to this draft starting, Dr. Pancake. Good to see you, my guy. Love you, brother. I would be ringing the phone right now with the 49ers to try to move up.
Lee Hunter, yeah.
Lee Hunter right there. I would have tried to get Caleb Banks. We were trying to move
it's
up.
a guy we were considering at 37.
Yeah.
So we're 20 picks later. He's still available. Interesting, though, is per this big board via Tom Downey and others, he is still only the 5th best player overall available, 55th overall on their board. So as the 49ers pick is in.
Yeah, I kind of do believe the report that Dexter Lawrence doesn't want to be a Giant anymore. I do kind of think that.
And they have gone with Jennings Dunker, the guard out of Iowa.
Iowa.
Can't go wrong with an Iowa offensive lineman.
Nah, he's got a sick
Mullet,
too.
yeah.
I think hairstyle is half the battle as an offensive lineman.
100%. Yeah, that if you got long hair as an offensive lineman, you're probably pretty good. Maybe that's Evan Neal's problem.
Yeah, maybe he should grow some hair. As the Atlanta Falcons are on the clock here, right?
Yeah.
Was this the pick that they got for?
Yeah. So we can revisit this trade that was made. This is the last trade that we've had. Not a lot of trades here in round 2. They got this pick for Kyle Pitts.
This feels like Atlanta just wanting to make picks.
Yeah, I think that's probably the case. Atlanta, people, there's a new regime in Atlanta, and they were a little upset about their lack of draft capital, so they go ahead and trade away Kyle Pitts to the Texans, get a 2nd rounder and a 7th rounder, and it'll be interesting to see where they go here in this mock draft as their pick is in. And they went with
Lee Hunter. Good pick.
Yeah. So Kyle Pitts for Lee Hunter and a 7th.
I don't know if I like that for Atlanta. Kyle Pitts was just an all-pro.
Yeah, this is a guy they spent the 4th overall pick on. Granted, that was a few years ago, but just traded him for a late 2nd rounder. We got Ty Dubs in the building.
What's up, Dubs? Bronx boy has done a 180. He officially hates Dexter Lawrence.
Oh, no. All right. I feel like Vinny's the kind of guy you cross him and that's it.
I don't think, you can't uncross Vinny Pip.
Yeah.
Once he's crossed, there's no uncrossing.
There's no going back.
There's a Chris. There's no crisscross. Definitely no applesauce.
Chicago.
You're done with us. I'm done with you.
Chicago is making their pick here. So for the people, we considered making a move with Chicago where we would have ended up in this range.
Yeah.
And imagine we had 60 and Lee Hunter goes the pick before.
Yeah, I'd be hot.
Yeah, that would not be good. And they go with Gabe. Is it Jacas?
Yakas.
The edge out of Illinois. They get the local product. But even though now they're the Indiana Bears, they go with the Illinois product.
You done with us? We're done with you. Can't quit on me. I'm quitting on you. Wow.
We got some accusations flying.
We've got some character assassination
here
going
we
on
go.
in the Chat Sports chat.
Sam just business as usual, ignoring. As Philly's on the clock and their pick is in, and they have ran it to the podium. They go with the Pennsylvania product out of Penn State, or I don't know if he's from Pennsylvania, but the guy out of Penn State denied Dennis Sutton, edge rusher. And for a team that just lost Jalen Phillips with that big money contract, makes sense they would take an edge rusher in with one of their earlier picks.
Trade. Jacksonville on the clock at 62.
Wow, so Jacksonville adding capital, not subtracting capital.
What was that trade?
We'll get that up for you guys.
BTJ? No. 2/3.
So
with limited draft capital,
Denver moves back.
Well, the Jags move up too.
Yeah, true.
They're prioritizing higher picks than quantity.
They want to
quality.
add. They must have had a guy in mind to move up that they were trying to target here.
See what Cullen Brown knows.
Yeah, we'll see. Pick not yet in.
Jags. All right, 62.
Taking a while here, so maybe they.
Yeah, how do you trade up and you not have a guy?
You don't know who you're going for.
All right, so we're closing in 36
Something
picks away.
Yeah, 36 picks away until our last pick in this mock here. Oh, and the pick.
Imagine not even having that third-round pick. We'd have to wait till 105.
We'd just be here kind of talking about it. And Jacksonville goes with an edge.
That's who you're trading up for, Cully?
Keyron Crawford.
He does pass the name test.
They did just extend Trayvon Walker, I believe. So, and they have Josh Hines-Allen as well, but they get some edge depth there for Liam Cohen.
Patriots on the clock at 63.
We've now got Harrison trying to reason with his pick there.
So close.
Joey had it ready.
But he's your guy.
Joey had that ready.
Was that Joey doing some scouting of other teams scouting?
Maybe Joey Peterson. Shout out to him. Trying to get ahead and thinking about what other teams may do. As New England is now on the clock at number 63 overall. Look at some of the top guys available. Ty Simpson out of Alabama, still at the top of the big board. Two players out of Notre Dame, Jadarian Price and Malachi Fields. And you think Denver maybe wishes they were there to get some of those guys? And then you got the receiver Antonio Williams out of Clemson. And we've kind of mentioned defensive tackle as a position we may want to target with that pick, double up after we got Peter Woods. These are some of the top guys available right now at that D tackle spot.
All right. 2 more picks left here in round 2, and then we will turn it into round 3. So we're getting close, boys. We're getting close.
As the Patriots have gone with Romello Height.
Romello Height, edge, Texas Tech. Who we got on the board? Seattle?
Yeah, we can look at Seattle is on the clock. And after Seattle,
their pick is in.
We got Arizona, Tennessee, the Raiders, and Philadelphia.
King, what do you mean that it put a really bad taste in your mouth? I'm confused by that. And with the 64th pick, Jadarian Price, a little Kenneth Walker replacement.
There you go. Not a bad move.
John Schneider, man. He knows how to move around that board, man.
Yeah, he maneuvered a little bit, ended up with a guy in a position of need, you would say. And not a bad move. Seattle, you can't really doubt their moves too often. They've worked out, obviously, the tune of a Super Bowl this year. So.
All right, are we all caught up on Soups? Is this our final break in the action?
I think we got some to catch up on. We can go ahead and do that here. We got no, Jake is back again. Jake. This is Marsh. What do you think of Igbinosun at the next pick? Is this Billy? This is
Igbinosun is definitely on my short list of dream picks at 97.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, wasn't
is perfect for what the Giants want at corner.
So
big, strong, physical.
Might not be a bad idea if he's there to go and get him in Ohio State. Those guys are pretty talented, although Giants have had some trouble with corners out of Ohio State in the past, but
don't scut the helmet.
I blame Billy for that. So, Dr. Pancake,
my man.
Dex is a cancer. Trade for a king's ransom or let him play on his current deal. Team has leverage. Shane needs to trade Dex and Tibbs for 3 to 4 extra picks.
I don't mind that attitude of reshaping. Yeah, Bronx boy, we don't know what's going on with Jake. He's got Marty Malaya as his profile picture. Is that Marty? I don't know. But yeah, like I don't mind trading Dexter Lawrence and Kayvon Thibodeau and getting picks and giving John Harbaugh reign to have darts to throw to build this roster in his image.
Exactly.
And kind of reset that like timeline of expensive contracts as well.
Yeah.
You trade Dexter Lawrence to Kayvon Thibodeau, you clear about $30 million this year.
You're not going to get players of that caliber, but you, like you said, create that ability, financial flexibility to maybe bring in some more veterans who are currently on the market after the NFL draft. You get to throw, like you said, more darts at the board on some young players, and you kind of grow that core of players together. Giants have those guys from last year they still got some other young players in Neighbors as well. Andrew Thomas still on the younger side, so you kind of build that group together and build that nucleus so they can grow and hopefully become the next great Giants team together under John Harbaugh. So we are caught up on Super Chats. Want to let anyone know who is not yet, although if you're here in round 3, well, we still got about 30 picks to go. You're probably a real one, but if you have not yet subscribe to the channel. We will live for every single pick of the NFL draft a week away from round 1. So subscribe, help us reach our goal of 104,700. And like the stream if you haven't already yet. I know everyone here hasn't liked it because we're only at 210 likes. We got 300 people in the building.
That's embarrassing.
Who's here and not liking the
I
stream?
definitely know Mandalorian didn't like the video.
100%. CTM probably not either. So shout out to you guys. I think we will probably be picking back up pretty soon, and Arizona is on the clock. So.
As 65 is in. Almost, Dr. Pancake. We're inching. You the man, brother. Sarah Gibson says trade for Grenard.
We could fleece the Vikings if we wanted to.
I think just the thought with there is like we'd be giving up draft capital to bolster a position that's already pretty deep. Mm-hmm. When we have holes to fill as well.
Yeah, other positions that need it more. As Arizona gets a guy and takes a flyer on a quarterback in Ty Simpson out of Alabama.
Sneakily, I kind of like what Arizona's done.
Yeah, they Arizona and Cleveland maneuvered around the board. I'm surprised they go to Simpson here, but a guy who was projected maybe to go at the end of round 1 or in round 2, they get at the top of round 3. Not a bad value pick there for Arizona. And like, listen, if they get Ty Simpson at round 3 and he doesn't work out, I don't think that's going to stop them from taking a quarterback next year if they're in position to draft one.
I will say this. The chat has completely turned on Dexter Lawrence.
Wow. I mean, he is not doing himself any favors with with a lot of the leverage plays up until this point, and if that's what it is, he is kind of that was why everyone loved Dex, is because he stayed here through all that losing and was here and was kind of the face of the team, and still kind of the one thing you could hang your hat on as a Giants fan is like, this is one guy who we have who's still good even when the rest of the roster isn't. But he is now, right when things seem to be starting to turning the corner, he is now kind of changing his tune a little bit, and it's unfortunate. And listen, I think deep down everyone still wishes this kind of works out, but it's looking less likely by the day, as the Titans have picked Malachi Fields, wide receiver out of Notre Dame. Las Vegas Raiders on the clock, pending suspension of this pick. We'll see.
Malachi Fields, you said?
Yeah, Malachi Fields.
That's early for him.
Mandalorian, we're messing with you. We're saying you didn't like.
We're
this
totally joking. It was a joke. Haha. It was a joke. Vasquez, what up, Brody? I don't think we will get a first for Dex. He's 28, turned 29 during the season. He's asking top of the market money, and the team gives up a first and a third. I don't see it. If you can't get a first for him, you don't trade him.
Exactly. Because what? Yeah. It's not. Whatever he could give you on the field, he either has to play or not play, and whatever he can give you on the field is probably better than you're getting for not a first-round pick. As the Raiders have gone with Zachariah Branch, receiver out of Georgia. They get a weapon for Fernando Mendoza.
I like that pick.
Yeah, he is an explosive player, a guy who has the ability to score anytime he's got the ball in his hands. Former USC Trojan, transferred to Georgia. Maybe saw, I think, maybe a little bit of a dip in kind of production a little bit in that Georgia offense, but still had that same home run ability, and I think that's a good pick for a team that really, outside of Brock Bowers, needs receiving threats. They obviously have Ashton Genty in the backfield as well.
What do you think of the Las Vegas Raiders not selecting Elijah Surratt, who was the teammate of Fernando Mendoza, but instead taking Zachariah Branch?
Yeah, an interesting thing there. There's obviously that we've seen at times like that college wide receiver chemistry carry over to the pros, but they must have had Branch higher on their board. Think maybe they would have taken Cooper if he was available in the top of round 2, but he went in round 1. So maybe they thought they wanted to make that happen with Cooper, but interesting that they didn't go with Surratt.
I like the pick, but I probably would have took Surratt just for the familiarity and giving Mendoza someone that he likes, knows, and works well with.
There are so many things to adjust to when you're becoming a quarterback in the NFL, and having one thing that you don't need to adjust to would definitely probably be a plus. Like, you already have that, like you said, pre-built chemistry with the receiver, not needing to know. You guys have that mutual understanding of what they're going to do on a certain play, how they like the ball thrown, where they like it, all of that kind of thing. So where they like the ball thrown, please.
Second, third, and a starting defensive tackle. I got to be early in the second round, that's for sure. I ain't taking if it's not a top 40 pick, I'm not doing it at all.
There you go. Ahead of the Giants' own pick at 37.
Probably has to be above that, yeah.
All right. Eagles' pick is in. They go with Sam Roush, tight end out of Stanford.
Okay.
Maybe a future Dallas Goedert replacement. They brought him back on a one-year deal, but there was kind of that kind of question of whether or not he would be back and whether or not his Eagles career would be done. So
I got my eyes on a guy like Kyle Lewis, linebacker nickel at a Pitt.
So those are the top 4 guys available: Williams, Abney, Orange, Tiernan. The next 4: Max Clare, DeJean Stribling, wide receiver out of.
If Surratt's there, that's going to be hard to pass up.
Yeah, Surratt, or Igbinosun as well.
Yeah, both those guys are on my short list.
As I don't think Surratt will be there because
He just went.
To the Houston Texans.
That Jeremy chugs.
Unbelievable.
Browns are on the clock.
Ted Hurst. So I think Ted Hurst was the person that started the conversation. Yeah.
Giants had Hurst in for a top 30 visit.
They did. So could be a target. If he's there at 97,
He's definitely in play.
Here ranked the 72nd overall player. That's a great value.
I like Davison, Igbinosun, physical corner, press up. Not forced to play right away either.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of still would love to double down on D tackle, though.
Yeah.
I think one of 97 or 105, I'm taking a D tackle.
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of guys in that range based on the guys we've looked at. Some of the top defensive tackles available who are ranked big board wise.
I love Daryl Jackson. I love Orange. I like Chris McClellan. But we'll see.
As Cleveland's pick is in, and they have gone with Keith Abney the second, corner out of Arizona State, Washington on the clock at 71.
Sneaky. I also like Skylar Bell out of Connecticut.
Yeah, I think receiver is definitely like a position that could be a good marriage of value and need at either that late third or early fourth round pick. Someone said he's Jacoby. Talk about Jacoby Lane, I believe, the wide receiver. We'll look at some of the top receivers available. Antonio Williams, DeJon Stribling, Ted Hurst, Brendan Thompson.
He's really fast. He's
Bryce
the fastest player in the class.
Lance, Deion Burke, Skylar Bell, Colby Young. Those are the top wide receivers available at this point.
We got like corner-wise.
Corner-wise, Igbinosun. Then we got Malik Muhammad, a guy who has been a pick in a prior Giants mock drafts on this channel, as has Chandler Rivers, the Duke corner, Dalen Everett out of Georgia. And I guess Giants have kind of struck out with the Georgia corner before, but normally probably a pretty solid pick. Then we got Takario Davis out of Washington.
I like him a lot. 6'4" corner.
Julian Neal, Devin Moore, and Jaden.
Julian Neal, physical corner. I didn't see the first page. Can you go back? I'm sorry.
Yeah, we can go back. We got Igbinosun, Malik Muhammad, Chandler Rivers, and Dalen Everett.
Yeah, I like the first two guys. I need to do more work on Rivers and Everett.
Mm-hmm. And then kind of rounding out those corners, top corners available, Takario Davis, Julian Neal, Devin Moore, and Jaden Kennedy.
Davis, 6'4" corner who is long, lengthy, athletic. More of like a zone guy, which is a little bit different than the Giants, but Julian Neal, I think, is a scheme fit as well. I also like a corner that's not even on that list, Will Lee out of Texas A&M. I really like him.
He should, at that point, then likely be on the board as the Commanders in division make their pick, and they end up with a defensive tackle, Dominique Orange out of Iowa State.
Oh, he's a good player. Nose tackle.
Yep, Cincinnati on the board. Here comes another miss.
Oh, Lord. Who are we going to – is he taking Davison?
Probably, yeah. Well, though he did take Mansour Delane.
Ooh.
So would he double up on
Is he not going to get any protection for Joe Burrow? Are we going to let him get killed all year again?
His life? Yeah. Look at some of the best available here. Cincinnati on the clock. Cincinnati pick is in.
Kyle Lewis, good pick. First good one. You think he's watching our stream? I think he is watching our stream.
Maybe. There is
Billy, I know you're watching. Billy didn't even know who that was before I said that. Thanks for sniping. Of course, dude.
New Orleans pick is in already, and Marshall had a keen sense this one was going to be the pick. Mike Washington Jr., the running back out of Arkansas. And per the Saints front office, they've said Alvin Kamara is now on the trade block as they signed Travis Achan.
Travis Achan, Mike Washington, Alvin Kamara, and they took Devin Neal last year.
Wow. So a crowded running back room in New Orleans. And Kansas City on the clock at 74. Was this a pick they got in one of their trades?
Kansas City on the clock at 74. All right, so we're 20 picks away.
Yeah, we're starting to creep a little closer to our next pick here. And then I think we, like you said, you got to try and get like a group and a tier of players we're comfortable with and hope that you can get maybe two guys out of that group at 97 and 105. I didn't even see chit chat. As the Chiefs pick is in, and they take the free-falling Antonio Williams, wide receiver out of Clemson, get another weapon for Patrick Mahomes. And we've now seen Davison Igbinosun creep onto the best available, top 4 best available players. Miami's on the clock. You know, Billy, fake Ohio State fan. There's 2 Ohio State players here on the best available, and he didn't go with either one of those guys.
Kid has no idea what he's doing.
Yeah.
No idea what he is doing. They said Igbinosun went.
No. He just moved on to the top 4 available. As Miami has made their pick, and they've gone with Ted Hurst, wide receiver out of Georgia State.
Wow.
Get a weapon.
They think they know ball.
For Malik Willis. Yeah.
Those boys over at Miami Dolphins today think they know what they're doing.
They are so much they know what they're doing that they're walking around disclosing their trade offers around the Chat Sports office instead of keeping their cards close to their vest, leaking their own trades.
Who went 74 to Kansas City?
That was Antonio Williams. Everyone's saying the Saints with all those running backs. They did pick Carnell Tate in the first round, but they do have a crowded running back room. So Seattle on the clock here. Yeah, we can get a recap. Tyrell's asking who we have picked.
Run it down for him.
We'll let them know what we've done. As here are selections. This comes with the caveat that we made a trade for Dexter Lawrence. We traded him for the 18th overall pick and the 97th pick in the 3rd round. So that is coming up. We will make that selection. But we had Jeremiyah Love, number 5 overall, and we'll show you how the first 4 picks went so you can get a little context of how the board fell. It went Mendoza, Caleb Downs to the Jets, David Bailey to the Chiefs in a trade-up, then Sonny Styles for the Titans. So then we went with Jeremiyah Love, and Venga Ioane slipped and fell down the board to 18th overall, where we had our pick from the Vikings in that Dexter Lawrence trade. So we scooped him up there, and then we were able to get Peter Woods, the defensive tackle out of Clemson, at 37 overall. So that's our draft to this point for anyone who is just joining. Did you see what Saint said?
What?
In the
the shirt?
Yeah.
Oh, and the Saints have Kendre Miller.
Oh, forgot about that. And Seattle has picked Davison Igbinosun, the corner out of Ohio State, so a potential target for us. Obviously, we're still 20 picks away, is now off the board. And Seattle making some good picks per usual. And Tampa Bay.
They went. They stole our guy.
Oh, my God, unbelievable.
It was always wishful thinking that he'd fall.
And these picks are flying off the board now. Tampa Bay has gone with Max Clare, the tight end out of Ohio State. Colts on the clock, and they knew what they were. They had.
Here comes the bust.
They already knew what they wanted, as the pick is reportedly in, even though we have not have it available. They go with the corner out of Duke, Chandler Rivers.
He just chose the highest person on the PFF mock.
And you think he was definitely mad?
He's never watched one play of Chandler Rivers.
He was mad Igbinosun got picked.
Yep,
He went back-to-back Buckeyes right before the Colts pick.
Excuse me.
So Atlanta on the clock. So I think this was their original pick then. They did not get this pick in a trade. DM forever.
I think we'll be okay. Yeah, Joe Shea made it clear. Eric Gray's back this
Oh,
year.
all right. We're good. So we probably should take Love off the board.
Yeah, no, I think we should. Do you think we should put Love on the trade block?
Yeah, that's it. We got Eric Gray.
Why would I draft Jeremiyah Love if we have Eric Gray?
It's all right, Jeremiah. Go home.
Yeah, it's okay, Jeremiah.
We got Eric
Gray.
Gray
now. That's good, DM forever. That's good. All right, we're moving along now. On 79, the pick is in. And they selected.
They went with building the suspense.
Oscar
here.
Delp. That's a reach. Good player. But
So really, because I was talking to the Panthers earlier this week, and they said that they got intel from someone that Oscar Delp was like a baby Brock Bowers.
yeah,
Really?
he is.
So
Not at
that's
79.
That's
though.
a reach, though.
Not at 79. No, Delp's at minimum a day 3 guy,
Day 3.
and I view him as a 5th or 6th rounder.
Okay.
Number 1 tight end coming out of high school in the country.
As the Ravens pick is in early, and they go with Jake Slaughter, the center out of Florida. So they get a replacement for Tyler Linderbaum, or at least you have to think that's what they're trying to do with this pick in the 3rd round.
Jags on the clock. So we're, 16 picks away?
Yeah, we are getting closer and closer as the picks are flying in. Jacksonville's pick is in, and they have run it to the podium, and they've gone with Josiah Trotter, the linebacker out of Missouri.
Good big cam for him.
These are the things you got to consider when you're
Vikings on the clock at 82. This should have been us.
I should have been our pick. So if we were available, who would you go with here? If we were on the pick, who would you go with? You want to look at the D tackles? In terms of D tackles, these are the ones available. Tyler Onyedem,
I would probably go Darrell Jackson here.
Darrell Jackson.
I like Jackson a lot. I like McClellan a lot. I like Grayson Holden, too. But Jackson is a guy that's got size at 6'5", 337. Sam Hecht
has gone to the Vikings with what should have been our pick. Panthers now on the clock.
Jackson might be like a dream pick for me right now. I got Jackson in that tier. I have Skylar Bell in that tier.
So let's look at the wide receivers. Here are the top guys available.
Dalen Everett is an athletic freak of a corner. I like Malik Muhammad.
Well, He just went to the Panthers.
Oh,
so
wow.
Wonder where they got that intel from.
Yeah, I wonder where they heard that he's a good player from. Have an original thought, Panthers.
Green Bay on the clock. What do you think about Jacoby Lane? People are kind of pound the table for him. He is not listed in the top 8 guys.
Receiver.
Yeah.
Are we sure he didn't go? No, he has not, yeah. I can't take Lane this high.
Yeah.
So we're looking at a potential receiver.
D-tackle. Any other positions we think we should be looking at? Corner. We'll look at some of the top corners
D-lineman.
available.
Are you against another interior offensive lineman here? Maybe some depth?
I'm not. John Runyon.
Runyon's on the team next
How
year.
long is he going to be around
He's not
for?
going to be on the team next year.
So then you probably want to go ahead and get that.
I don't hate a linebacker here, off-ball linebacker.
Yeah, Dalen Everett is the pick for the Packers at 84. Pittsburgh Steelers on the clock. These are some of the top corners available. We'll look at some of the interior offensive linemen as well. Some of the guards. You got Jalen Farmer, a guy the Giants have been connected to in a few mock drafts. Billy Schrouth, I think we've taken him. I got nothing on this next one. I don't know if you are familiar.
We'll see. We'll get a little closer. Skylar Bell's up there for me, man. This guy, have you ever
I'm just
watched
talking
this tape?
name-wise on this.
On this list of the available
guy
offensive
after
linemen?
Billy Schrouth.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know him. I don't know much about Logan Taylor either.
So
Seth Gross, stop the run, number one priority. So do we hate doubling down defensive tackle? Because I'm in on that.
in a world where we don't have Dex, I think that's almost a smart move.
Yeah, I agree. Who we got at D tackles?
Well, Bud Clark has gone to the Steelers. That's the latest pick at number 85. So we're creeping closer and closer. Here are the top defensive tackles available.
Number 2 and number 3 are people I really like. Tyler is a very
You've
he's
watched
a
some
polarizing.
Texas A&M, so yeah.
Yeah, he's a polarizing player. Like, for instance, he's number 1 on our board, but on the PFF, he's 244.
Really? So a
So-
wide range of opinions.
Let's see what Brugler's got.
Picks continue to fly off the board as the Chargers pick is in.
Who are they taking?
We'll let you know momentarily. They've gone with Jalen Farmer, the guard out of Kentucky, so a potential target for us off the board.
Jalen Farmer. He's a good player. He's no Vegawane, but he's a good player.
Yeah, a little reminder for everyone that's still hanging out with us is we do have a merch deal going on right now, 20% off any item in our store, chatsports.com/Giants Now. I'll put that link in there for you guys. This is going to end at 6 p.m. Eastern time, so you've got about 45 minutes, a little less than that, to go and take advantage of this deal. Limited time offer. We haven't had a sale in a while, and I don't know when the next time we're going to have one is, so don't miss out on this one here.
I gotta make a call real quick. See if Tom Downey answers.
Logan Jones, the center out of Iowa, goes to Washington.
At 87?
Yep.
Are these your rankings of players?
No, it's Dane's.
I don't even see Dane having. Oh, there he is. I can't read. I'm sorry. Why does Dane love Tyler on Yidim and PFF?
That one, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of him.
Okay, because I'm not a big fan of him either.
You want me to send you my notes? I should have put that in production earlier.
Yeah, that's cool.
We fine? All right.
All right, later, Brody. Thanks for letting me win the draft.
Let's see if I can.
Yeah, I don't really like Tyler all that much, to be
All right.
honest with you. Let's see what Dane writes about him. So he's 6'4", 290 pounds. Says might not have a true distinguishing trait, but he also doesn't have a fatal flaw that will be exposed by NFL competition. He projects as a one-gap penetrator and dependable rotational piece.
I was going to do it.
88, have they made a pick yet?
No, we're still waiting on Denver on the clock for a while here, and they have reportedly sent their selection in. We will wait to get that and inform you guys of what the pick is.
It's like Billy Beebe is like the guy that if he invited you over to his house as a kid and y'all played like Call of Duty or Halo, he's screen watching. You play Madden, he watches what picture plays you're picking.
Oh, God. We love you, Billy.
Thanks for watching, Billy. Hit that thumbs up icon.
As Denver has gone with Jonah Coleman.
Coleman.
The running back out of Washington. Philadelphia on the clock.
This pick was originally owned by Chicago.
Yeah, why not? Just get F Phillies in the
F Phillies in the chat. Let's go.
Let's go. We'll show you the trade that went down for this pick.
This is what we'll do during the NFL draft. We'll just throw on some highlight tapes. You watch this Skylar Bell guy, and you let me know what you think. A little bit older of a player.
So wait,
played a little lower level ball at Connecticut.
Let's just you make sure. Do we have Cincinnati or Indiana on the clock?
Oh yeah,
before
Billy,
us,
don't steal our player.
Okay, it's Miami, Buffalo, Dallas, L.A., Miami, New England, and then Seattle on the clock before we pick. So, not Billy.
Look at this. Skylar Bell is Steve Smith's favorite receiver.
There we go.
He had Puka Nacua as his number one wide receiver.
I like getting a
compare
different type of receiver as well. You don't want listen, if you could have 3 Malik Neighbors, you would, but
he's a little bit smaller.
you want a little bit of a compliment as
6
well.
6', 185. Some people compare him to Odell.
Yeah, all right. I like that.
Yeah, we like that. Yeah, we do.
I like the jump ball. Jackson Dart likes to throw jump balls as well, so after the catch.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Look at those afterburners.
Oh, yeah. Some people call him OB3. Shout out to my boys over at He's a Giant podcast. Go check him out. Shout out to Monty. He's crushing it always, man. One of the smartest dudes I've got to interact with on Twitter.
As Philly, the pick is in. We will get that up for you.
Michael Stanley says he's from Connecticut. That means you know ball because Skylar Bell's a dog. As Chris McClellan, the Eagles ripped him from us.
Yeah. And Miami
Look at this.
runs their selection to the – I like that adjustment as well. And I almost was a UConn Husky.
Were you?
Yeah, that was in that final – the hat was on the table.
So 89 was McClellan?
Yep. And 90 is Caleb Tiernan, the tackle from Northwestern. If you're Miami, you're just taking the highest guy on the board at this point. You need as much talent as possible. So
we're getting closer, boys. How many picks away?
We are now 7 picks away. Here's the best available overall. So we're like kind of praying. If this was real, we'd be calling up trying to move up to get Skylar Bell, or you just hope he falls to you.
I'm looking at Skylar Bell, Darrell Jackson.
So Skylar Bell per
Devin Moore.
These rankings is still the 16th best. So if people are just chalking it up, we should be in a good spot.
Where does it go to the corners? Where's it got Devin Moore?
The corners, Devin Moore, the third best corner available at this
6'3", 198 pounds. Moore is an appealing day 2 prospect with a strong blend of length, speed, and ball skills for press man coverage. Injury history could impact his draft stock.
Okay, but you gotta take some swings at this point in the draft, as Buffalo has gone.
They have no idea what they're
They've
doing.
gone-
Buffalo has no idea what they're doing. He just took the best player on the board. Buffalo has no idea what they're doing. Tyler Smith, oh my God, the worst pick in the draft. Holy shit.
You think
Holy shit,
Dallas
Smitty.
is laughing as they have their pick in, apparently.
All right, so 93, 94, 95, 96, 4 picks away.
They've gone with Zakee Wheatley.
Oh, good pick.
We weren't looking at safety, so that works.
I'm between Bell, Jackson, Moore. That's really it. Those are 3 guys I want here.
You said Bryce Lancefor's got some speed.
Yeah.
Just cycle through some of the best available guys here for people in the chat. As the Rams pick is in, they've gone with Dejon Stribling, wide receiver out of Ole Miss. So we are now getting close to being on the clock.
Devin Moore.
Jay Hernandez says Bell can also add on special teams.
Bell?
Yeah.
He returns some punts. He's a guy who just he's like KC Concepcion light.
Okay. And that's the kind of player that could fit well in this offense. We did just lose some receivers in free agency. We lost Wan'Dale Robinson in free agency. Add Darnell Mooney and Calvin Austin, but like you said, those guys are 1-year stopgaps. So
Stukes is gone. Abney's gone. Igbinosin's gone. Malik Muhammad is gone. Chandler Rivers is gone.
Yeah, a little bit of a run on corners.
Dalen Everett is available. All right, hold on. Pick 93 was Stribling.
Correct. Miami's pick is in. They go with Jayshon Barham.
It's not a person. 2 picks away.
Here we go.
We're hoping for Bell or Darrell Jackson.
We'll roll through.
I think Bell has a better chance to fall to 105. I think Darrell Jackson does not.
Bell has a. Okay. So is that the strategy?
We'll
then?
play on the board here.
Yeah, you got to. We'll roll through some of these recent selections here. At 81, it was Josiah Trotter, then Sam Heck, Malik Muhammad, Dalen Everett went off the board. 84 to the Packers. Then there was Bud Clark to the Steelers out of TCU, Jalen Farmer out of Kentucky to the Chargers, Logan Jones, center out of Iowa, went to Washington, Jonah Coleman to Denver. And the Eagles took Chris McClellan, Caleb Tiernan went to Miami, Tyler Onyedem, the pick by Buffalo, Zakee Wheatley goes to Dallas. Deshaun Stribling then went to the Rams, Jayshon Barnum to the Dolphins, and the Patriots have selected Jacoby Lane, wide receiver out of USC. And we are actually on the clock because the Seattle Seahawks took Jalen Kilgore, safety out of South Carolina.
I think we submit Darrell Jackson Jr. here.
All right, play the long game. We could get burned here if Skylar Bell goes on the
This
next
guy,
couple
at
picks.
least, I think. So
We also have been talking about kind of trying to double up at D-tackle.
So 95 was who? Lane?
Yeah.
Draft. And then 96 was who?
Jalen Kilgore, safety out of South Carolina.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go Darrell Jackson.
I like it.
Another defensive tackle. Beef up there. You've lost.
Yeah, CTM Branch is gone. He went in the 3rd round to the Raiders.
Yeah, he's gone. Throw up some scouting stuff on Jackson for me if you can. Some graphics. What do we got on him? Mill Kiper, we're hoping for Skylar Bell at 105.
This is... Darrell Jackson. Here's a scouting report on the now pick of the Giants in this mock draft, Darrell Jackson. Says great size and frame with one of the longest wingspans ever for a defensive tackle. Long arms, traits outweigh the impact right now, but has untapped ability, especially as a run stopper. No real pass rush impact outside of 2024. Darrell Jackson, you are a New York Football Giant.
So, look, 45 tackles last year, 3 tackles for loss, 1 sack, 14 pressures. You need another body there. This is a guy that I'm a big fan of. Look, you trade Dexter Lawrence. You already had a needed defensive tackle coming into this pick. You shore it up a little bit. Obviously, you're not going to replace Dexter Lawrence, but you walk out of the draft with Peter Woods and Darrell Jackson Jr. like that's good. 2 good stabs at it.
Yeah, a little money ball. You replace them in the aggregate. That's the strategy there. Take up multiple kind of dart throws at it. And this is our mock draft to this point. So we'll ask you guys, grade it. ABC DRF, let us know how we did. Keep in mind we traded Dexter Lawrence and that we turned that into Vega Ioane and Darrell Jackson Jr. with those 18 and 97 picks from the Minnesota Vikings. There, it's been proposed. Get a super on Raiders to keep it going. Let us know what you guys think. Shout out for you guys to hanging out with us this entire mock draft as well. Real one, still 323 people in the building. If you have not yet, like the stream, subscribe, and let us know what you think.
Look at this guy. I don't know who they're playing, but so easy. Get off me. You need players like that.
You need the arms help.
Look how big he
shed
is.
blocks.
I mean, you have a young rotation
He's
of
just getting
him,
that push. Yeah.
Darius Alexander, and
Well, plus we've also
Peter
signed
Woods.
Shelby Harris.
and Shelby Harris and potentially Clay
DJ
Campbell,
Reader.
DJ Reader.
Yeah.
All right, who did the Eagles take?
We've got Brennan Thompson, wide
Ooh,
receiver
he's
out of
fast.
Mississippi State.
He's really fast. Fastest player in the class. Some people compare him to this year's version of Jalen Hyatt.
And then the Steelers went with Markel Bell, tackle out of Miami.
Mm-hmm.
CTM Giants definitely won the draft. Well, yeah, I mean, we're going up against teams like the Colts and the Bengals. It's easy.
Kenya. What up, King Kenya? Last pick here, 100. As Denver's 100th pick is in. And they went with Bryce Betcher, linebacker, Oregon. All right. Recap what we got, AC.
So
Because technically this is where the live mock draft is going to stop.
we will recap the Giants picks for you. So keep in mind, we traded Dexter Lawrence to the Minnesota Vikings for 18 and 97, which we turned into Vega Ioane and Darrell Jackson Jr. We drafted Jeremiyah Love 5th overall. After the draft order went Fernando Mendoza, Caleb Downs, David Bailey, Sonny Styles. We then went with Jeremiyah Love. We were able to get Venga Ioane at 18 after he fell down the board. Went Peter Woods, a defensive tackle, in round 2 to try and help replace the loss of Dexter Lawrence, and then doubled down at defensive tackle with Darrell Jackson Jr. at 97 overall.
Hell yeah. All right. Also, we have 30 more minutes left on our 20% off merch deal. 20% off merch deal. Look, I mean, we're going to finish this mock draft offline and then have a video out on the channel tomorrow. We're going to actually sign off and give you a Dexter Lawrence video coming up momentarily on the new news.
Gotcha.
Need to film a Knicks vid as well. But I'm taking Skylar Bell at 105.
Yeah.
I'm taking Skylar Bell there.
Giants have a couple picks in the 6th as well.
Yeah, so you'll get 105, then you'll get a 5th, and then 3 6-rounders. So still 5 more picks to go on this mock draft. 20% off until the top of the hour. Chatsports.com/Giants now. It's chatsports.com/Giants now. 20% off. Get your brand new Abdul Carter, the 4 shirts. He's changed his number from 51 to number 3. Let's go.
Yeah, I think we have a couple supers as well.
Let's run through the super chats. Drew, and don't forget about Chris Manhertz. We don't talk about him enough.
Yeah.
We don't need Kenyon Sadiq.
Yeah, because
he wasn't even on the board when we were on the clock at 18.
Actually, yeah, that's something we discussed, but we figured we probably weren't going to go there. But a talented player, no doubt. We got Jake back. How about Bud Clark? He went before our pick. So
Bud Clark got selected and snatched up before we could have picked him. He definitely would have been in play for me, though, at 97. I like Bud Clark.
Absolutely. Nicole O'Brien, how you doing, Miss O'Brien? Do you like Keith Abney? Could we play downs at CB? I think he could play anywhere in the secondary.
Isn't Abney the corner out of Arizona State?
Arizona, I think. Hold on. Let me pick up where he went.
I haven't watched his tape yet. I got to watch more on that.
He went 70th overall.
You could not play in a pinch if you had to, back against the wall maybe, but you don't want Caleb Downs playing boundary corner. I think he could play anywhere except for boundary corner.
Yeah, that also kind of takes away his superpower. You put him on one side of the field, he can't cover the entire field. So, shout out to you, Nicole.
Bell, they want Skylar Bell.
Yeah, I mean,
UConn kid.
We'll give the people what they want. Stay tuned, subscribe, make sure so when we drop that video.
I also like Bryce Lane at North Dakota State, kind of a very similar player to Christian Watson.
Lance?
Bryce Lance, yeah.
Bryce, okay.
Christian Watson, tall, lanky, fast, take the top off the defense.
Yeah, especially in the 4th round. That's you get a traitsy guy like that. Those guys usually go before.
Lucas, draft love equals move Tracy to slot. No, Tracy is just your 3rd running back. Like, he's a damn good 3rd running back.
If they do end up Jeremiyah Love, I think you have to see game plan-wise probably just a real emphasis, and especially in this scenario where you get Ioane on running the football, establishing the run, rotating those backs out. You get Scadaboo in there. You get Love in there. You get Tracy as well. Just wear down a defense over the course of a game and keep all those guys fresh. And I think you'll see them have a lot of success running the ball in the second half of games if that's how it shakes out.
I agree. Mario, what's up, Beast? The only thing I would have changed or would have liked is the 18th pick to have been a wide receiver, Lemon, Tyson, or Tate. All of them were gone.
Yeah, they were all gone. So I don't think I would have taken
I honestly wouldn't have taken
Ioane,
any of them over Ioane.
But if one of those guys was available at 18, I think that would. And he would
have been our final little cup.
Yeah, they would have been in the mix for sure.
Yeah.
And Clifford Niles back again. Shout out to you, man. How y'all feel about Lorenzo Styles? Y'all think we should get him with one of our 6th round picks?
I don't mind it. I think he could be a
similar athletic, speed-wise.
Yeah, maybe a special team guy for you.
Yeah.
Big, strong, fast.
Some depth there.
Yeah,
as well.
depth as well. But yeah, I think 6th round is where you're looking at him, or priority UDFA. I'm not sure he gets drafted, but with 3 6th-round picks, you could throw a dart at a traitsy guy like him and say he probably could contribute day 1 on punt coverage and kick coverage. So,
John Harbaugh knows special teams, so I'm sure he will. the Giants will get some special teams contributors in this draft with John Harbaugh. I'm pretty confident in that. We got Jake coming in with another super chat as well. Has not come through yet, but he said, would you trade up in the third, Igbinosun for Kayvon Thibodeau?
Well, I wouldn't be a trade up because
You wouldn't have that pick. It would just be like if Thibodeau's in. Well,
I would just trade Kayvon for a third.
Yeah, so
I wouldn't trade 97 and Thibodeau to
in
move
this
up.
scenario, we had 97, but in reality, the Giants do not own a third-round pick, so it would probably be a.
If I could trade Kayvon Thibodeau for a third, I'm doing it.
Yeah. So in that case, he's saying pretty much, you're getting Igbinosun, go for it.
Yeah.
Giants get some help at corner. They're a little deeper at edge rusher. Kind of just swap that there. And shout out to Jake as well.
Yeah. If I can get a third for Kayvon Thibodeau, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm absolutely doing it. Hey, we are going to sign off. I appreciate everybody for tuning in today. You guys showed a bunch of love. I appreciate every single person that did tune in. Reminder, we will be live at minimum 1 hour before the draft a week from today. Night one of the NFL draft is Thursday. We'll be live at least an hour before, and we will be doing a video for every single pick the Giants make, and we will be live for every single pick of the 2026 NFL draft. And Sunday morning, we will have a video out with all of the players the New York Giants sign in the undrafted free agency portion. So we're going to keep you covered. This is going to be our 5th NFL draft. It's a lot of fun. We crush it, and it's one of the peaks of the year for us. So I appreciate everybody tuning in. I appreciate everybody that will tune in. Only, 6 more sleeps?
Yeah, it's getting closer. 19 minutes left on that merch sale as well, if you want to go ahead and take advantage of that. But, yeah, it's getting closer and closer, almost here. And excited, man. You're going to have some more. Instead of it's just going to be talking about what the team's actually going to look like instead of speculating. So
7 more sleeps, CTM. 7 more sleeps. All right. Jeremiyah Love, Vega Ioane,
Peter
Woods,
and
Daryl Jackson,
there we go.
and Skylar Bell, and we got 3 more picks. And we'll have that video on the channel for you tomorrow. And then in about an hour, we'll get a video on the channel about a major Dexter Lawrence update. Appreciate you guys. Love y'all. Let's go Giants.